has flourished under the watchful eye of head coach Grant Teaff, a man whose commitment to integrity and winning is synonymous with Baylor football. 92 has been no different. Riding on the shoulders of junior quarterback J.J. Joe, the Bears feature an explosive option offense capable of long-distance strikes on every play. Today, the Bears hope to carry their legendary coach to victory in his final game. From the hot desert sun of Tucson, the Arizona Wildcats have come out of the night to find a season full of upsets and surprises. Arizona prides itself on big hits and a relentless pursuit. After shocking top-ranked Washington in November, Dick Tomey's Wildcats hope to finish their season with a victory in the Lone Star State. It's the Arizona Wildcats and the Baylor Bears in the 1992 John Hancock Bowl. We are live in El Paso, Texas, the John Hancock Bowl. And the first time ever for the Arizona Wildcats and the Baylor Bears to meet. Arizona comes out of Tucson, the Baylor Bears from Waco. They pick a point equidistant between the two in El Paso at the Sun Bowl. And good afternoon, everybody. Happy holidays from all of us at CBS. I'm Vern Lundquist, and welcome to the John Hancock Bowl. A very special moment for the Baylor Bears and all of their fans. Moments ago, for the 239th time and final time in his 21 years at Baylor, Grant Teaff addressed his team.
Is that you started out by building pride last spring. You went through an awful lot of hard times. Off-season program, spring practice, ended up 1-3. You could have quit in the Colorado game, but you had pride and you wouldn't do it. And you've moved that pride to excellence. Excellence in everything that you've done.
Grant Teaff is retiring as head coach to become the athletic director. I've been joined by Dan Fouts, and he goes out with a team, Dan, that is playing at its best at the end of the year.
And they have an outstanding offense, Vern. Over 400 yards in total offense for the Baylor Bears. And it's an offense that can stretch a defense every which way. The number one way is the power up the middle with fullback Robert Strait, a 260-pounder. But they can also go right and left with the option. They have an outstanding core of very fast running backs. But the unique part about this offense, I think, is the passing of J.J. Joe, who is completing passes at an average of 20 yards per catch. And wide receiver Melvin Bonner, he has 11 touchdown receptions on the year.
Baylor comes in to take on an Arizona team that really electrified the country, nearly upsetting Miami, defeating Washington. They are terrific defensively.
They are one of the top defenses in all of college football. #1 scoring defense, less than 9 points per game. They are led by their All-American nose tackle, Rob Waldrop, and it's his responsibility to stop the first part of that great Baylor offense. He'll be helped on defense by safety Brandon Sanders. He is the key because he's the safety that will be coming up and joining that front line.
Quite obviously, both teams would like to walk out of here with a victory. Other than that, do they have different goals in this game?
Well, very obvious for Baylor. They want to send their coach, Grant Teaff, out a winner, as he is. For Arizona and Dick Tomey, he's going to open up his offense today. We're going to see some 3-wide receiver offense, some 4-wide receiver offense, and we'll see the no-huddle offense in the first quarter.
Arizona Wildcats from the Pac-10 and the Baylor Bears out of the Southwest Conference. They meet in the John Hancock Bowl in El Paso.
CBS Sports presents the 1992 John Hancock Bowl. The Baylor Bears versus the Arizona Wildcats. Today's game is sponsored by John Hancock Financial Services. Acura automobiles experience precision-crafted performance. And by the Discover card. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back.
My father grew up in the Depression. I grew up in the 60s. He fought a war and I didn't. His whole life, he loved only one woman. I'm divorced. All we ever saw in each other were the differences. I think we fought because we believed there'd always be time to take things back. Make things right. I think now's the time for me to do that.
Back at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas, where the Arizona Wildcats come into the game with a 6-4-1 record. They got off to a sluggish start at 1-1-1, had a 5-game winning streak at one point of the season, and then had to face the disappointment of losing their last 2 games. They are still ranked 23rd in the country. The Wildcats and their head coach in his 6th year, Dick Tomey.
An outstanding defense, great special teams, an All-American punter in Josh Miller, and an offense that will be changing today. As Tomey told us yesterday, the missing link in his offense for him to compete in the Pac-10 is a solid passing game. And we'll see the 3 wide receiver set from the Wildcats this afternoon.
Baylor Bears lost 3 of their first 4, had a huge win over Texas in their final regular season game. And they are in the John Hancock Bowl in Grant Taft's last game as the head football coach. He advances to the position of athletic director next year, and Chuck Reedy will take over in Grant Taft's absence.
Taft told his team last night that this game for you seniors is your last game. Not only is it mine, but it's yours as well. This bowl experience is not for Grant Taft, it's for the Baylor Bear football players.
Overcast skies, but a lot of enthusiasm between the 2 teams, Baylor and Arizona. We're set for the kickoff when we come back.
Gone are the days of the 2-week vacation. The average American getaway has sadly dwindled to 4.1 days. But what hasn't diminished is our need to escape to a quiet, stress-free environment, like the luxurious interior of the Acura Vigor. Don't think of it as a drive to work. Think of it as a 30-minute vacation.
Lots of credit cards will give you a cash advance, but there could be a catch. Interest charges. Some credit cards charge them from day one, which is why you should use the Discover card. Pay your full monthly balance and a small transaction fee, and we'll give you a cash advance interest-free. How does that grab you? It pays to Discover.
Education is the best investment, but keeping that investment sound requires more than tax dollars. The University of Arizona is creating a partnership with the future by developing new programs with the help of our friends. From a professorship in agriculture to an advanced telescope, from a center for entrepreneurship to a new recital hall. Gifts from our friends enrich all aspects of university life and will yield the next generation of leaders. The University of Arizona and you, a commitment to greatness.
Back in El Paso at the John Hancock Bowl, Arizona and Baylor, and an overcast day. Forecast for light showers, and it began raining about an hour ago, but the temperature very comfortable, 50 degrees. And down on the field, our colleague Pat O'Brien. Patrick?
Not so sure it's so comfortable down here where it's raining, but anyway, Happy New Year, Vern. You know, you and Dan were talking about winning this game, Baylor, for Grant Taft. Arizona would like to win this game for somebody as well. Arizona, they feel that a win here could be big for their program, atoning for the final 2 losses of the regular season and using this game really as a springboard going into the next season. This is the youngest team they've ever fielded, and they have high hopes for this Wildcat team. A couple of housekeeping notes. Tony Bowie and Keyshawn Johnson of the Wildcats have been suffering all week long from those colds that all of us caught from our kids, but they'll play and they're ready to go. You talked about the weather. It's been kind of strange down here, blustery at times. Now the wind is not blowing at all. The field is, though, very, very wet, and it is light rain, as you say. Grant Taft was telling me he hopes the weather clears up. Dick Tomey says, hey, I can't have it any worse. He loves bad weather. Go figure for an Arizona guy. Back to you guys.
And a guy who came to Arizona from Hawaii 10 years. Dick Tomey in his 6th year as head coach of the Arizona Wildcats.
And Pat talked about that impetus that Tomey's looking for next season. Well, the one player that he needs for next season, if he wants to throw the ball, is a new quarterback. Malulu is a senior. as his backup quarterback, Heath Bray. So this game is, for Tomey, almost like a recruiting tool or a want ad. Hey, any of you young quarterbacks that want to play in a lot of nice weather in Tucson, want to throw the ball a little bit, play in the Pac-10, we got the program for you.
And that is, we'll get to see this no-huddle offense right away, given good field position. Mike Chilton, a freshman from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, number 46, will kick off.
And it was interesting that Baylor won the toss but deferred to kick off. So Arizona will start on offense.
Chuck Levy is the deep man for the Wildcats, and Chilton getting set to kick off from the 35-yard line. First time ever Baylor and Arizona have met in football. And the Hancock Bowl is underway. Levy will drop to one knee, and the Wildcats of Arizona, following the touchback, will take over at their own 20-yard line. Senior George Malaulu is the quarterback. He's a pure wishbone or option quarterback. Billy Johnson and Antoine Carter open in the running back spots. Terry Vaughn and Heath Bray are the wide receivers. Heath Bray is an all-purpose player. He is also the backup quarterback, and he gets a start today at a wide receiver spot. Has been working there in the preparation for this game. The tight end is Richard Griffith, and the center up front, Mu Tangawai, joined by Vincent Smith and Warner Smith. The tackles are Paul Stamer and Mike Heemsbergen. First and 10, here's Malaulu. Into the flat. Caught immediately by Troy Dickey as they go with a 3-wide receiver offense, and Dickey makes the catch. A big first down play for Arizona.
This is a slick field, and we've already seen. Watch the cornerback fall down here as he's trying to guard Dickey on this quick 5-step drop by Malaulu. There's a slippery field coming into effect. There's a good start for Arizona as they open up with 3 wide receivers and a no-huddle offense for the first time.
After the 17-yard gain, first and 10, Malaulu will pass for the second time. That one is incomplete. He had a man open. It was Dickey at the 47-yard line. Defensively for the Baylor Bears, Albert Fontenot, an All-Southwest Conference performer at one end, joined by Matthew Pearson. They run a pure 4-3, and the defensive tackles are Scotty Lewis and Steve Strahan. Middle linebacker is Sean Cravens, joined by Robbie Burleson and Lachey Maston, another all-conference performer. Second and 10, Chuck Levy is in, and Levy is dropped. Steve Strahan, number 90, made the tackle. It'll be 3rd and long for the Arizona Wildcats.
Really a key play by Strahan here as the Wildcats go with the draw play. Number 90 is going to fight off the block, just mirror the back as he comes out, and Levy's dropped for a small loss of about a half a yard.
Officially, they'll call it a yard and bring up a 3rd and 11. Opening moments of the game from the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas. The John Hancock Bowl. Blitz, pass left, incomplete. Intended for Dickey. And the Wildcats will be forced to punt.
That's really good defensive call by Taff and his staff coming after Malaulu, who is a less than 50% passer this year. And he was way off the mark with that one.
We'll get a look at the All-American punter, Josh Miller, senior from East Brunswick, North Carolina. He has had a terrific year. Reggie Miller is back to return the punt. Punt returns have not been an outstanding part of the game this year for the Baylor Bears, and Miller makes the fair catch at the 33-yard line. J.J. Joe, an academic all-conference player from Arlington Lamar, senior. Robert Strait at 260 pounds will total load at fullback, joined by David Mims. The receivers are Miller and Melvin Bonner. Dan talked about him at the beginning of the day. The tight end is Mike McKenzie, number 89. And on first down and 10 from the 34, J.J. Joe, and they go with a stacked high offense on first down. Pitch back, they'll go with the gadget play, and it's dropped by J.J. Joe. He was trying to go deep for Melvin Bunner, and David Leaks recovered the ball.
This is exactly the same thing that happened to Joe against Texas, where the ball just dropped out of the back of his hand. This is a perfect play to start the game for Baylor. It's the flea flicker. Mims gives him a good pitch back, and Bonner is way deep in the secondary at this point, and it just slips right out of J.J. Joe's hands. Good job of big David Leaks falling on it. But watch this ball. Obviously, it had to be wet coming off this wet artificial surface.
So we have seen the first effect of the weather on this game. 2nd and 21. Joe, right side to Miller, and he's got yardage out to the 35-yard line. 12-yard gain. Chuck Pope with a big job today. He goes against an All-American nose tackle for Arizona. Will Davidson and David Leaks are the guards. The tackles, Craig Bellamy and Fred Miller. That completes the offensive line for the Baylor Bears. 3rd and 9. Marvin Callies has come in as a wide receiver now, number 12. He's lined up to the left. Pass is incomplete. Tony Bowie never saw it. It hit him in the shoulder pad.
And then it ricocheted out to Callies, who almost made the grab. But Tony Bowie made a break on the ball, and it hit him right in the hip. Joe comes out on the half roll, and he's going to hit the defensive back Bowie right in the hip. Never saw it, and it still almost came up with a completion to Callies.
Well, never let it be said that Bowie wasn't focused on his assignment. Rhett Delaney is on to punt on 4th down. Terry Vaughn is the deep man. They fake it. And it doesn't work. So in his final game, Grant Taft is pulling out all the stops. Keith Caldwell with the carry. And the Wildcats were ready for the fake punt.
Well, 0 for 2 as far as flea flickers and trick plays for Grant Taft. This is Caldwell right here. Kicker steps up. He's going to hand it to him down the sidelines. But watch these Arizona Wildcats come over. They're not buying this fake. Nice job of staying with your responsibility by Arizona. And Caldwell had nowhere to go, pinned against the sidelines. They might have been wiser to run that to the wide side of the field. Let Caldwell use his speed.
Malaulu will pass on 1st down. Finds Dickey. 1st down at the 21-yard line. Nice catch. And the no-huddle offense for the Arizona Wildcats. The Baylor cornerbacks are Caldwell and Robertson, and completing the defensive unit is Mike McFarland and Chris Lewis. Now with a no-huddle, 1st down and 10 from the 21. Terrific defensive surge by that Bear defensive line. It's number 90, Steve Strahan again.
This is the type of game we're going to have today, I believe, Vern, is where the offense will make big plays, and all of a sudden the defense will come up with a big play. Number 90, it looked like Fontenot might have been offsides on the outside, but they certainly had an idea of when Malaulu was going to snap that ball.
After that loss, Billy Johnson, the ball carrier, will be 2nd down and 14. No score early in the opening quarter. Malaulu, Dickey again. That might be close for the 1st down. Appears to be about a yard short. Mike McFarland, number 33, making the tackle.
Very important for Arizona to take advantage of their field position in this game. That fake punt is almost like a turnover. They took over deep in Baylor territory. They would like to come away with 6 here.
3rd and 1. Quarterback draw. Malaulu has a 1st and goal at the 6. He's not been all that effective as a runner this year, averaging only 1 yard per carry, but he got the 1st down then.
Yeah, and this is against the 4-3. Malaulu takes 2 steps back, and the quarterback draw is important for Arizona today because so many of the Baylor defenses are man underneath by the linebackers. There's nobody assigned for the quarterback on that type of play.
And again, the Wildcats go with the no-huddle offense. They have not run this season. On 1st down, Malaulu throws it incomplete. intended for Kerry Taylor, number 1. Throwing a lot on first down.
Throwing a lot, period. 6 passes already for Malulu and just 3 runs for the Wildcats. But this is what Tomey said he wanted to do, is see how much pressure he can put on Baylor. Also change the tempo of his offense. Been more methodical, more of a power running game all year long. This is totally different for Arizona.
2nd down and goal from the 6. No score. They'll try it up the middle this time, and Antoine Carter, number 2, moves it inside the 5 near the 4-yard line. 3rd and goal.
And one of the reasons that Tomey wants this offense is he's worried about Taft's offense. He feels that they may have to score a lot of points to beat Baylor today. Not sure if his team can handle the Veer offense of Taft's.
3rd and goal from the 4. Cast the middle, nothing there. Billy Johnson runs into Steve Strahan, who has been a defensive stalwart in the early going of this ball game, number 90.
Yeah, right up front. They're just out-quicking Arizona, Vern. Strahan and company. Look at the big man here, number 72, is Vincent Smith, and he just takes 1 step and goes down. There's just nothing there but green shirts for Billy Johnson.
That will bring on Steve McLaughlin for a 22-yard field goal. He's 11 of 20 for the season. This to give Arizona an early lead in the ball game. Whoops. Flags are down. Referee today is Buddy Ward.
Buddy toughing it out with his short sleeves, huh?
Dead ball. Offsides on the defense.
Yeah.
It'll still be 4th and goal.
Half the distance moves the ball down to the 2-yard line.
But it also gives Tomey second thoughts, perhaps. Would like to come away with some points here.
Now they moved to the 5-yard line. It's declined, as a matter of fact. They wanted the angle.
A better angle for the place kicker. Laughlin may have had a say in that decision. I like it right here, Coach. Don't move it.
22-yard field goal for Steve McLaughlin, a sophomore from Tucson. Got it. So the Arizona Wildcats stop the fake punt of Baylor. They get a field goal from Steve McLaughlin. They lead by 3.
1874, the first transatlantic cable connecting Ireland and America. It was made by Siemens. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens makes telephone switches that handle 1 million calls in a single hour, carry voice, text, and data on a single phone line. And at 23 research sites in America, the people of Siemens are developing technologies to connect us all to the future. Siemens, precision thinking.
Gone are the days of the 2-week vacation. The average American getaway has sadly dwindled to 4.1 days. But what hasn't diminished is our need to escape to a quiet, stress-free environment, like the luxurious interior of the Acura Vigor. Don't think of it as a drive to work. Think of it as a 30-minute vacation.
Maybe you have what it takes to be one of us. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Joe Paterno, Bill Walsh, the coaching matchup of the holidays. Penn State battles Stanford in the Blockbuster Bowl, New Year's Day on CBS.
The first quarter of play. Give you an idea of who's lining up defensively for Arizona. Here's the All-American, Rob Waldrop, number 92. Ty Parton and Jimmy Hopkins on either side of him. The linebackers are Maddox and Jamal Lee, Brant Boyer and Sean Harris. And here's the kick from Jay Kirchhoff. That will be taken by Trooper Taylor. And he's 9 yards deep. Cornerbacks, Keyshawn Johnson and Daryl Morrison. And the safeties are Brandon Sanders and Tony Bowie.
A couple of these guys had the virus earlier this week. Bowie didn't practice yesterday or the day before. Or did Keyshawn Johnson. So they are all healthy now. Tommy said he cured them before the game. You're healthy, go out there and play.
1st and 10 Baylor, second possession. They were 3 and out. Short set. Waldrop chasing Joe. And the pass incomplete. So immediately you feel the impact of the All-American nose tackle, Rob Waldrop.
Yeah, he is so quick. He can play. He is actually the only guy that can play 2 gaps here. Number 92 just overpowers Pope, pushes him 5 yards deep right into the quarterback's face, and that causes the incompletion.
Grant Taft said he was concerned about the play of Chuck Pope against Rob Waldrop today, that it was going to be a severe test for the Baylor center. 2nd and 10. Miller in motion, number 19. They hand it to the second man through, David Mims, and he gets about 3 before Richard Maddox, number 56, makes the tackle.
Now, the one thing about Baylor today is they're starting out with the passing game, and this is why. These are phenomenal numbers for the Baylor Bears. Joe averaging 20 yards per completion, and a lot of touchdowns out of Melvin Bonner, 11 on the year.
Is that something, Dan, that you find with a veer offense, the deep pass a lot?
Yeah, you don't find a lot of completions. Joe's percentage is way down, but the payoff is very big.
On 3rd down, Joe looks deep, fires deep, and underthrows his wide receiver out of the backfield, Kendrick Bell. The pass was there. Or the play was there, the pass wasn't.
Yeah, I think the field played a little bit into that. Bell could not plant his feet to come back for that underthrown ball by Joe. Slipped on this slippery artificial surface. Not raining now, but it did rain quite a bit before the game.
Now we'll see Red Delaney again for the season of 40-yard average. And Terry Vaughn is the deep man, number 9, averaging 8 yards per return. That is a short punt. On one hop, Vaughn picks it up. Good downfield pursuit. Bradford Lewis, number 39, made the tackle. A 5-yard return of a 36-yard punt. Arizona's got the ball back with a 3-point lead.
Gone are the days of the 2-week vacation. The average American getaway has sadly dwindled to 4.1 days. But what hasn't diminished is our need to escape to a quiet, stress-free environment, like the luxurious interior of the Acura Vigor. Don't think of it as a drive to work. Think of it as a 30-minute vacation.
Very funny. Very funny. Very funny. Oh, it's his idea. It's his idea. All right, all right. I'm going to stand up to read this.
Oh, you made it. You made it.
Yes. Yes. When you were 21, we drank a toast to it.
Yeah.
We did do that. When you were 30, I can't read this. You could boast of it. Now you're 40. Look at there. See? So make the most of it.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that clever?
Take a look.
Finally, the playoffs are here. Sunday on CBS, 2 teams with lots of momentum. The Eagles battle the Saints. Happy, happy New Year. I'm a big fan.
guys. We're ready for it. We're going to be ready for it. We're ready for anything they do.
Moments ago, that was head coach Dick Tomey. Obviously feeling like Arizona is off to a good start in this ball game.
Yeah, but he wants his defense to be aware of the forward pass. Baylor hasn't run the ball hardly at all yet.
Arizona has thrown twice on first down. They're 2 of 4 for 29 yards. Malulu slips as he comes out. He's got time, and he finds Heath Bray, the all-purpose player and one of the captains of the Arizona Wildcats, and one of the more popular members of this team, Heath Bray, the backup quarterback, who's also filled a number of other roles.
And I asked George yesterday, are you going to throw Bray any passes? He says, well, you know, we've got that quarterback union. He's been lobbying long and hard, and he got his pass.
Well, he's thrown 1 of 5 this year, and now he's caught a pass. First down and 10. From the 33 of Baylor, Wildcats lead it by 3. Up the middle, Billy Johnson. Heath Bray, as we said, the backup quarterback, but that's not all of it.
Well, he's been wide receiver, linebacker, safety, but there's both safeties. He's played inside and outside linebacker. He's been the long snapper, and he has blocked 2 punts this year.
Classic case of what have you done for me lately? Second down. Blitz. Malulu. Deep left side. Diving drive for the ball. No catch, and there is a flag down as well.
And it's going to be holding against Arizona, it would appear. Baylor hasn't been able to get any pass rush out of their front 4, so they brought the blitz. Lachey Maston came.
Holding on the offense.
And Arizona was outnumbered. One of them had to reach out and grab him. But this is an outstanding effort by Dickey as he lays out, and the ball clearly hits the ground. A fine call by the officials.
One of those small things, but I really like the job the official did there of selling the call, too. He was very definitive in his indication of why the ball was incomplete.
And he was in the right position and came quickly onto the field right where the play happened. That's outstanding officiating.
Second down and 23. Ball from the 46-yard line. Tried to go on the quarterback keeper, but we've got another flag down. Charles Horton, number 94.
That's a play between quarterback and center. The center recognizes that Horton was offsides.
Offsides on the defense.
And so he quick snapped the ball to Malulu, who knows that there are no plays going, so I just have to quarterback sneak it. Really an outstanding play. Watch Malulu's eyes. He feels the ball come up and just goes right ahead and knows that he has a free play. Heads up play between Tanawai and George Malulu.
Malulu, a senior now, final game for the Arizona Wildcats. Picks up 5 at second down and 18. Quick step, right side. Catch is made at the 32-yard line. Terry Vaughn, number 9, is tackled by Lachey Maston. Well, more college football action coming up for you tomorrow. 1:30 Eastern time, Penn State and Stanford in the Blockbuster Bowl from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Joe Paterno and Bill Walsh. Arizona 6 rushing yards for 76 attempts. I'll get it right in a minute. 6 yards.
They're throwing it a lot more than they're running it.
Thank you, Dan. That's why. Third down, draw play. Short of the first down at the 26. Chuck Levy makes the carry, number 4. 6.5 remaining in the opening quarter of play. There's Dwayne Aquina, the offensive coordinator, longtime defensive backfield coach for the Wildcats. And at the beginning of this year, Dick Tomey said, Dwayne, I'd like for you to take over the offense. He was a quarterback at the University of Washington back in the 70s.
And he's telling Malulu that we're going to go for it on 4th and 3 here, but beware the play clock. It's down inside 7 seconds now.
4th and 3. Tight end Griffith in motion. They toss it. Antoine Carter. That's close. Michael McFarland comes up to make the tackle. And we'll see if they bring the quick stick, not the chain, but the quick stick out.
Nope. Not going to need to. That was a heck of a play by McFarland. One-on-one. So much of this game is 11 men against 11, but often it's one-on-one. And Carter gets tackled by McFarland and gets help from Lachey Maston.
Baylor Bears defense holds. 5:52 remaining opening quarter. Arizona leads by 3.
Gone are the days of the 2-week vacation. The average American getaway has sadly dwindled to 4.1 days. But what hasn't diminished is our need to escape to a quiet, stress-free environment, like the luxurious interior of the Acura Vigor. Don't think of it as a drive to work. Think of it as a 30-minute vacation.
If I want to keep playing baseball, I'm going to have to keep working. There's no off-season anymore. And when I get sore, I take Advil. To last, you stick with what works.
Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Everybody wants a battery that goes the distance, but you never know when they're about to run out of gas. Only Duracell has the Copper Top Battery Tester, so you can be sure your batteries will keep going down the road. You can't top the Copper Top.
$5,000 for the baby. I'm embarrassed to take this. You could do something with it.
Like what? Go on a cruise. If your mother and I want to do that, we'll do that.
I can't pay this back.
Pay it back by doing the same thing for your grandchild.
Grant Taff in his final game as head coach of the Baylor Bears, coaching for the first time against Dick Tomey of Arizona. A lot of respect between the two, and they've opened it up. On first down, the handoff goes out to the 28-yard line. Dan, we've seen a fake punt. We've seen a flea flicker. We've seen Arizona go for it on 4th and 3rd.
And it's the reason is you spell it B-O-W-L. This is a bowl game. We've accomplished all we wanted to get to this point. We've played it conservatively. We've done all the right things. We're going to let it all hang out. Tomey says we're a go-for-it type of team. And they went for it on that 4th and 3 and came up a yard short.
Well, it's the number 2 defense in the land Arizona has, and they've done the job here on the option. How about the pitch from J.J. Joe to Kendrick Bell? Oh, it's fun when it works.
Yeah, he is really a magician with this too, Vern. Probably nobody better in the country than J.J. Joe. Watches the first option is the dive to the fullback straight. And now he's got a blocker in Crawford leads the way. Watch the pitch behind the defensive back to Bell and down the sidelines. A huge gain for the Baylor Bears.
J.J. Joe, GTE All-American and counting major. And this time he is stuffed defensively by Jamal Lee, number 15.
And that's the way it's going to happen today when you have an outstanding defense such as Arizona's and this potent offense of Baylor. We're going to have a big play, and then we're going to have a stuff at the line of scrimmage. This is rather unique. If you can see that, that is a nose ring. And as far as I'm concerned, he's the only guy in the history of college football, pro football, Pop Warner football I've ever seen with the nose ring.
He's wearing it right now.
He's an individual and a team player at the same time. Doesn't bother Coach Tomey at all.
2nd down and 10. Good pressure. Joe goes deep. That's going to be a flag. Keyshawn Johnson, pass interference. And of course in college ball it is marked off from the previous spot. They'll mark the penalty from the line of scrimmage.
On the defense.
Joe does an outstanding job of avoiding the sack by number 18. Here comes Brandon Sanders. And that's an outstanding effort by J.J. Joe. And then get rid of the ball, throw it up there, and give Bonner, who at 6'3", has a couple of inches over the 5'11" Keyshawn Johnson. And a key penalty against Arizona.
Brandon Sanders was just a fraction of an inch away from getting the sack on J.J. Joe. But once the pass was away, Bonner was open, and now first down at the 39-yard line.
This is why this offense is so tough to defend. That looked like an option play, and it turned into a long pass play.
Again, Baylor goes with a stacked eye. The toss back to Taylor. Kendrick Bell, I beg your pardon. And he goes left. Knocked down by Daryl Morrison, number 27.
It appears now that Taft has put away the trick plays and getting back to running his offense. Very unique to have the ability to stretch a defense straight up the middle with the power fullback, be able to option to left and right, and also be able to throw deep.
Second down, and again the stacked eye. 3-0 is the score with 4 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Robert Strait up the middle. Robert Strait, as a senior at Cuero High School, one of the most widely recruited running backs in the last 15 years in the state of Texas.
Yeah, 260 pounds or thereabouts. There you see him about 3 yards deep in the backfield. Quick start, good read by Joe, and it's about a 3-yard gain for the Bears.
That brings up a third down. They option the ball to the right side, and J.J. Joe's going to come up about a yard short. Ball ruled down by contact. There's no fumble. Jamal Lee came up with it, but after the whistle had blown.
And now we'll see what type of gambler Grant Taft is. Will he go for it on 4th down? There's a little bit lesser amount of yards to get than Tomey had. And he had 4th and 3. And the signal is go for it.
So they will leave Trey Weir, the place kicker, on the sideline.
Now, if they don't give it to Robert Strait at 260 pounds, we got a scoop here.
Exactly. Of course, I rather expect Arizona is aware of that as well. There's Strait, number 20. Close. Went on the quick count, and we'll see. Baylor thinks they have the first down.
Well, we'll see our first showing of the quick stick, Vern. It's a new device that they feel is a lot safer and a lot quicker. You don't have all those chains to get players tangled up in. And it'll drop straight down.
Baylor used this quick stick in all of its games this year. Arizona's not familiar with it, and it is a first down.
The Arizona players are saying, what the heck is that thing? Where's the rest of the chain? You guys are bringing this thing out here.
3-0 with 2:40 to go in the first quarter of play.
Real good line surge by the left side of that Baylor line, Will Davidson and Craig Bellamy, but they didn't get it by much. But they did run away from Rob Waldrop. Smart play call by the Baylor Bears.
1st and 10. And time has been called by Baylor. Time called with 2:21 remaining first quarter of play.
For all of you with the courage to go it alone, to put your future on the line and your name on the door, there's the corporate card from American Express. Use it for all your business expenses. We'll organize them by category and even provide records of charges. It's a great way for any company to get a handle on costs. Call 1-800-SUCCESS. The corporate card to your success.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Think, let your mind go, let yourself be free. I ain't no psychiatrist, I ain't no doctor with degrees, but it don't take too much time to see what you're doing to me. Oh, yeah, think about it.
Something to think about when you're out tonight. Think when you drink. A reminder from the Miller Brewing Company.
For thousands of great sale items, these are the best weeks to buy at Sears. Right now, get Sears best-selling tires, Guardsman Response XLs for as little as $19.99 each. That's right, as low as $19.99 each for Sears best-selling Guardsman all-season tires. You can have them installed in less than an hour, and they even come with a 45,000-mile warranty. No wonder Sears is America's #1 tire store. But hurry, Sears' best weeks to buy end soon.
You read about her terrifying ordeal.
You're supposed to protect me!
Now, see the victim's true story.
Look at me!
A world premiere, Casualties of Love, Sunday.
We're back in El Paso, Texas at the John Hancock Bowl. The Arizona Wildcats leading Baylor 3-0. First down and 10 now for the Baylor Bears after they acquired the first down in the 4th and 1. First and 10 at the 29. They try the counterplay to the right side. And Bradford Lewis, number 39, has the carry. He is one of a number of backs who run the ball for the Baylor Bears.
And they all have different specialties. Lewis is a counter runner, as we saw that time. This is outstanding to have 5 different running backs. J.J. Joe is a quarterback, but he's right up there with them. Good production out of this Veer offense.
Well, 240 yards per game on the average on the ground. Here's Joe wanting to throw, but he is forced to run. Excellent pursuit.
And a big hit on the sideline by Darrell Morrison. It was Ty Parton that forced Joe out of the pocket. Was looking to go to Reggie Miller down the field, but number 99 is Parton. He's coming back from a sore right knee as he just fights his way into the backfield. Now watch the hit as Morrison comes up. And both men lower their shoulders, and Joe goes backwards.
That will bring up a 3rd and 9. Darrell Morrison did that last tackle. Oops, pass got away from J.J. Joe. Had Miller open out of the left. Had him wide open out of the left.
This is a quick screen to the wide receiver. Well, he overthrew this ball badly, and of course the quarterback's the first one to know it.
Yeah, he knew it. He sure did.
Yeah, well, if he plays long enough, he's going to know that feeling.
Downfield on the offense.
Flag on the play.
They're trying to get some interference out in front of the receiver, Miller. And they were just downfield too far.
So the option resting now. It's 3rd and be 3rd and 19 if they take the play. Ty Parton, the senior defensive end.
Ineligible downfield on the offense. Decline. 4th down.
And Trey Weir will come into the ball game, the senior from Arlington. He is 10 of 16.
And I asked Coach Taft what his range was. He said, well, on a clear day, it's about 50 yards. On a day like today, it's about 40 yards. This will be about from 46 away.
Officially, it is 46 yards. Trey Weir to try and tie it up. Nope. Well, Dick Tomey's Arizona Wildcats have given up only 8 points in the first quarter through 11 games. And they keep that shutout going here in the first quarter.
Ware has a 46-yarder as his long this year. Got into it pretty good, but it never quite hooked back to the middle. And Taft is wishing for that clear day. And a little hook.
No, I played golf with Grant Taft. I've seen that shot of his. It goes right to left. 3-0 with 1:27 to go. Here's Malulu slipping on the artificial surface, and the pass is incomplete. Next Saturday at 1:30 Eastern, it's NCAA basketball on CBS. The ACC Big Ten Women's Challenge features 5th-ranked Virginia battling Ohio State, and number 6 Maryland taking on 8th-ranked Purdue. That's all Saturday on CBS Sports. Maryland knocked off top-ranked Tennessee yesterday. 2nd and 10, 3-0 Arizona. Draw play. Chuck Levy. And an excellent defensive job. Turned in by Raynor Finley.
This is one thing that is characteristic of the Bears defense is great speed. They really place a premium on it. And Maston forces Levy to the outside where Finley makes the tackle.
Third down. 3rd and 11. Flag is down. Mala'ulu goes deep, and that'll be incomplete. Mala'ulu now 5 for 10. We'll see if he gets another chance at the conversion, depending on what that means.
Illegal motion on the offense.
What it means is he won't get another chance. There's Dwayne Aquina and George Mala'ulu. Mala'ulu is ambidextrous. He can throw equally well, right or left-handed. Matter of fact, has completed passes right-handed this year.
Asked him about that the other day, Vernon. He said he started throwing left-handed when he was 9 years old when he broke his right arm. And I asked him, well, why didn't you go back to throwing right-handed when you got better? He said, well, it just felt more comfortable throwing left-handed. What a weapon he could be coming out either side.
Miller and Lawson of the deep back. And here's the kick from Josh Miller. Miller takes it with a fair catch at the 37-yard line with 37 seconds. George Mala'ulu, the senior from Carson, California. In pregame warm-ups, he was practicing just in case. Here's the right-handed throw.
Yeah, he was a baseball pitcher and threw right-handed. Of course, there he is working with his buddy Heath Bray. Equally effective, it looks to me. That's pretty good form, both sides.
George Mala'ulu plays golf right-handed, he said. Each right-handed. Here's Bonner with the catch, and as he popped. Keyshawn Johnson, number 8, up on top, and Tony Bowie, number 3. Brandon Sanders was also a part of that.
Johnson got the best part of that because Bowie was down low on Bonner, and he came up high. A 2-on-1 shot there. Defensive backs love to send those messages to those wide receivers. It's going to be a good battle all day long between Bonner and Johnson.
Marvin Callies comes into the Bear lineup. And they'll try the fullback dive play on the right side again. Final play of the first quarter. Ball Lee made the tackle. There's Heath Bray, one of the senior captains. And Dwayne Aquino.
Let's go through this again. All right. Got to be able to get the draw game on.
Well, the coaching will continue. That's the end of the first quarter with our score 3-0. We'll return to the John Hancock Bowl after this message and a word from your local station.
Best friends don't let friends drink and drive.
No, I'm fine.
And they certainly don't ride with a friend who does. Thousands of pounds of steel go into the construction of an automobile. You, on the other hand, are a lot more fragile. So please drive carefully, because when we say come back, we mean it.
Basically, I thought all toothpaste were the same. But then on a visit to my grandmother's, I tried her Arm & Hammer dental care. And wow, it was a special feeling, like a burst of cleanness. I see my dentist really often, but now I get that fresh from the dentist feeling every single time I brush.
And now, introducing new Arm & Hammer Dental Care Tartar Control Gel, the only tartar control gel with dentist-recommended baking soda and fresh mint taste for that healthy, fresh from the dentist feeling of clean. Try it. This is CBS.
New Year's Eve at 8, join J.P. McCarthy in person as he takes a look back at great moments over the past year. Visit with country music great Clint Black, Growing Pains star Kirk Cameron, golf legend Lee Trevino, CBS anchor Dan Rather, and departing Chrysler chairman Lee Iacocca, and other special guests. In person with J.P. New Year's Eve at 8.
Some people will do anything to bring home the great taste of Chi-Chi's. What they should do is simply get it at their grocer's.
It's here, the sale you've been waiting for. New York Carpet World's biggest ever, best ever year-end carpet savings bash. You waited because you wouldn't settle for anything but the best. You waited for the biggest savings, the lowest prices, the best credit offer. Wait no longer. See America's leading carpets, all here at savings from 50 to 70%. Padding's a bonus. It's totally free. Credit's a bonus, a whole year free. With hundreds of carpets, even labor is free. Year-end savings bash at New York Carpet World. Open Friday, New Year's Day.
Make the switch. Cheers at 11:30, Night Court at midnight, beginning January 4th here on TV2.
CBS Sports presents the 1992 John Hancock Bowl. The Baylor Bears versus the Arizona Wildcats. Today's game is sponsored by John Hancock Financial Services. And by Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
We're back at the John Hancock Bowl being played at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, the 25th year of the association between the folks of El Paso and CBS, and the hospitality in this lovely city is as good as it gets at any bowl game in the country. It's a fun week. There is a scramble, and J.J. Joe is cut down by Teddy Bruschi, number 68, and there's also a flag down.
Yeah, Todd Crawford, the tight end in the backfield, moved before the snap, so this will be illegal motion against Baylor.
That turns a second down and 8.
And that's what you don't want to have, Vern.
Illegal motion on the offense. Decline. Third down.
They're going to decline and bring up third down, so that's an interesting call. I might have taken it and moved them back with a 2nd and 13 and turned loose that front line of the Wildcats, Waldrop, and get him after the quarterback.
Well, J.J. Joe is 2 of 6, and he's misfired badly on a couple of pass plays. Third down and 8 officially. Joe, 2 of 6 for 24 yards. That's Miller in motion, number 19. The pressure coming, and Joe lets it go. He was under a real storm from Teddy Bruschi, number 68. Teddy Bruschi, who a year ago was Teddy Bruschi.
Well, I'm glad he changed his name, because that's my favorite beverage is a brewski, and he got it on the quarterback there, Bert.
I was trying to set you up for that.
You know, we've got Malahulu and Tangawai, and some of these other names are a little more difficult. I like Brewski on the outside here as he beats the block of the tight end McKenzie and gives Joe absolutely no choice but to throw this one away. Did you see the coverage in the secondary? Both the corner and the safety were the closest to that pass.
Here's Rhett Delaney with the punt. Terry Vaughn has it at the 15 with a little room to return it. And he does so to the 31-yard line. Grant Taft took over this Baylor program in 1972, 21 years. And the one word that I always associate with this man is his impeccability. He is a man of great integrity, and there he is in the all-time winningest list of active coaches with 169 victories. That's quite a list, too. Jim Sweeney came away with a heck of a win the other day for Fresno State when they beat USC. And Joe Paterno will look to add to his record there of 247 tomorrow against Stanford. Player is down for the Baylor Bears at the 29-yard line, so the training staff is out. Ray Ford is the injured player. When you talk about Taft, you talk about the
Miracle on the Brazos, that great win in 1974 against Texas that really changed not only the Baylor program, but the program of a lot of teams in the Southwest Conference.
Well, there's the victory picture in black and white. Grant had sideburns, as a lot of us did back then. They were the last pick in the conference. They trailed Texas 24-7 at halftime, came back to beat them, and went to the Cotton Bowl for the first time ever in Baylor history under this man who had taken over a program that was 3-28 in the 3 years before he got there.
And they hadn't beaten Texas in 19 years. And the significance of that win meant that no single team would ever dominate the Southwest Conference again.
First down and 10. Ford limping as he walks off the field. Tight end is in motion. And the handoff goes left side. Antoine Carter carries the ball out to the 32-yard line. Joseph Asbell makes the tackle, number 95.
Both defenses have controlled the line of scrimmage. That's not that big a surprise for the Arizona defense, but Baylor is meeting the challenge as well this afternoon.
Early in the second quarter, Vern Lundquist and Dan Fouts from El Paso. And it'll be second down and 9. Play action. Malauulu is chased and lets it go, and it's caught by Troy Dickey, who has been the intended receiver on most of these pass plays today. That was Lamone Alexander, number 49, who was putting the pressure on.
A great job of Malauulu, just outrunning Alexander to the sidelines and then throwing a perfect pass to Dickey. And a key play by Malauulu, and he pays for it.
Alexander got there right after the release of the ball, but it is a first down and 10. 3-0 the score, early second quarter. And the Wildcats will try the middle. Antoine Carter, number 2, with the carry. This was an Arizona team that started the season 1-1-1, and then had to take on the top-ranked Miami Hurricanes. Many feel they could have won that game. They lost it 8-7. The difference was a safety. And they had a chance with a 51-yard field goal on the last play of the game to take the victory. Then they won 5 in a row, including that big win over Washington, which was then top-ranked, 16-3. But the disappointment came in the last 2 games of the season. They lost to USC, and they lost by 1 to Arizona State.
And Tomey has kind of scrapped his no-huddle offense here in the second quarter. They're going back to the more conventional huddle.
There's Chuck Levy. Nothing there for him. And it'll be Joseph Asbell again, number 95.
Yeah, Asbell is substituting for Strahan there, and those guys are making all the tackles at one position.
Brings up a third down and 9 for the Arizona Wildcats at the 45-yard line. Dick Tomey, 10 years at the University of Hawaii, now 6th. Graduated from DePaul back in the mid-60s. He's 54 years of age. Rushing yards, not many, as we expected. Malauulu. Intercepted. No, it's incomplete. Hit the ground first, right in front of Keith Caldwell, number 3. But it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Caldwell had a little bit of help, too, from his safety man there to the inside, Lewis. Real close to being intercepted. Well, we're seeing single pass routes by Arizona against double coverage of the Baylor Bears.
That brings on Josh Miller. Only a 32-yard average on his first 2 punts, which is way below his expected level. And this one is short. It's high, but not very long. Fair catch called by Miller inside the 20 at the 19. That is a 36-yard punt for Miller. Baylor's got the ball back. They trail by 3, but first there is a penalty.
Motion on the offense.
offense, so...
Yeah, and if they ever throw a flag in the middle of this field where they have the John Hancock Bowl painted, we'd never see it, Vern.
Camouflage between the 40s.
Illegal motion on the offense. Decline. First out.
There's the area that Dan is speaking of. Time has been called.
Sometimes kids laugh when I talk. I hate words. I love being able to say, I want to be a writer.
If you want a new car for under $15,000, you have 210 choices. But if you'd like 2 years free service, you can forget 206 of them. Introducing the new Hyundai Sonata, Elantra, Scoop, and Excel. The only 4 cars out of 210 that cover virtually everything, even oil changes for 2 years. Free protection from Hyundai. Cars that make sense. See your Hyundai dealer now and get a great deal. But hurry, savings time ends soon.
We have 11 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the first half of play. The Arizona Wildcats on the strength of a 22-yard field goal, leading Baylor 3-0.
You get back to this Arizona defense, Vern. 5 teams this year failed to score touchdowns against Arizona. Baylor still looking for their first points.
Here's the pitch to the left side. And David Mims, number 5, with a fine run. This is a Wildcat team that is giving up an average of 65 yards per game on the ground. So it's strength against strength when these two teams meet. Baylor's offense and Arizona defense.
This is one of the better running plays for Baylor, though. On the outside, just a straight pitch play. The key is that they have 2 blockers in front of the tailback. When they go from the stack eye, they pick up 9 yards.
And we're going to see the quick stick again. If you become a fan of it, I'm not sure. You like this?
I'm more of a traditionalist, Vern, you know.
You like to trip over the chains.
Yeah, there's a little bit more drama involved when they got the chains out there. Plus, you can, if you got the home field advantage, you can take a few links out, add a few every now and then. This thing, it's not as quick as they thought, is it?
Get out of here. Slide it in. Slide it in.
Well, they're adding new drama to the chain measurement here. I mean, the quick stick measurement. See, I got to change my whole terminology now. Totally lost.
That's why you're not current with the 90s. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, how do you yell to the silence? Hey, bring out the quick stick. It just doesn't work.
It's short. Well, it's just short. Sun Bowl in El Paso, where we've got a good crowd despite the overcast skies. Arizona and the Baylor Bears. Baylor coming over from Waco, and the Arizona Wildcats from Tucson. Second and short for the Baylor Bears. Fumble. I believe it's going to be ruled down by contact.
And the official on the near side is pointing to the ground as if it were down by contact, but he may be overruled here.
Nope.
Nope.
It will be a first down.
Well, let's check it out. Big hole over the right side for John Henry. And that is a good call. The ball was down, and then it came out. The ground cannot cause a fumble.
And on first down, they go from the stacked dive. Joe avoids the tackle and then fires it short, intended for Reggie Miller. It was Teddy Bruschi again who poured through. I apologize for that.
Well, Bruschi's looking to put a six-pack hit on J.J. Joe. Take that.
It'll take me a while. 11:16 to go in the first half of play. I'll have another second down and 10. Stacked die for the Baylor Bears. That pass fired short again, intended for Melvin Bonner, senior from Van Vleck, Texas. Flag is down on the far side.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense.
Option resting with the Arizona Wildcats. Well, coming up Sunday, it begins with an outstanding basketball game at 1 o'clock Eastern Time from Freedom Hall in Louisville, Indiana and Kentucky. Albert Cheney and Jamal Mashburn will highlight that game, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Then the NFL Today comes along at 3:30 Eastern Time. And the NFC wildcard game, the Philadelphia Eagles against the New Orleans Saints. Pat and John will be there at 3:30 Eastern Sunday afternoon.
Eagles and Saints played way back to the first week of the season in Philadelphia. Randall Cunningham's first game back and beat the Saints.
3rd and 10. Joe Miller wasn't ready for it. It'll be 4th down.
Even though Miller wasn't ready for it, Vern, this was a heck of a throw by Joe. The anticipation of getting it over the linebacker's head there, and Miller just couldn't get his head around in time. It appeared he might have had a few problems with his footwork. Look at the double team up front. This is the way you take care of an All-American. You put Big David Leaks at 330 pounds on him to help out Chucky Pope at 285. That's a lot of beef.
Here's the snap back, and it's almost blocked. Oh, boy. Bearcats called at the 35. Heath Bray just about had his 3rd blocked punt of 1992.
He must have had his eyes closed, Vern, because from the right side here, he's going to come in, and it appears he's all over it. Just underneath his body. Nice job of Delaney getting rid of that punt.
Come to a place called El Paso, where a morning walk can become a conversation with nature. And a short ride can take you from a modern city to an ancient culture. A place where the West Texas sun rises over 4 centuries of history, and the sunsets go on forever. Come to a place called El Paso.
Everybody hates to eat and run. We'd rather take it slow. But the way this life is going, gotta grab your food and go. And when all that running round catches up with you at last, get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, nothing's faster or more effective than Alka-Seltzer.
Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
Use only as directed.
Nicoderm, nicotine transdermal system by prescription only.
I'd heard about the Nicoderm patch, but when it comes to something like that, I only go to one place for advice.
Nicoderm. Ask your doctor about it.
After all, who knows better?
I feel Danorex tingling on this side, nothing on the head and shoulder side. I love that tingle, so I tried Danorex for my dandruff. It really came through. The flaking stopped, my scalp doesn't itch.
Danorex with conditioners, the serious dandruff shampoo.
I've switched to Danorex.
To the Rain Bowl, I'm Pat O'Brien along with Coach Taft's wife, Donnell Taft. What kind of a week has this been for him?
It's been a great week. This bowl has just been incredible. The hospitality's been wonderful. And you asked me earlier about the emotion level, and he's done very well this week. I'm sure that this last bowl game, there may be a bit of emotion attached to this game today.
You're going to get your husband back now. No more late watching of game film.
Well, now that will be interesting to see. You know, a cup of coffee on Saturday morning and to go to the ball game with him on a Saturday. I don't know how I'm going to feel about that, but I think it's going to be fun to try.
We enjoy the game of Vern, as Coach would have it, in the rain, no umbrella. Back to you.
Yes, you know, but that despite the rain, she is the loveliest grandmother, I think, in the stadium. Donnell and Grant, parents of 3 daughters and 2 grandkids. Donnell Tapp, one-time cheerleader at Texas Tech University. Grant Tapp, final game, becomes athletic director, succeeding the retired Bill Menefee, and takes over the entire athletic program next year. Chuck Reedy will succeed Grant as the new head coach of the Baylor Bears, and he will retain only 2 members of the staff, so a couple of retirements involved. There's the Arizona handoff, and a first down on a terrific play. Billy Johnson, number 38. A real surge, and Mike McFarland finally brought him down.
Yeah, Johnson's a nice story. Came back after Achilles heel surgery back in February. Played himself into shape, gets a nice block up front there by Tangawai, and it's a big gain, the best gain on the ground so far today.
That's a pickup of 10 for Billy Johnson, the junior from San Jose. 10:40 remaining, first half of play. Malulu across the middle, caught by Levy. Chuck Levy, who catches more passes than any other running back on this Arizona roster. That's another Wildcat first down, and Levy's 20th catch of the season.
The pass protection's excellent on this play, Vern, and that's what happens when you run the ball effectively. It gets the defense kind of back on their heels. Levy just came out of the backfield and did a nice job of making himself big, waving his arms for the quarterback to see.
Because they are the Wildcats, their various substitution patterns have names of animals. This is the Jaguar package in now, and that is Chuck Levy moving with the speed of a Jaguar down to the 20-yard line. 3 wide receivers and Levy.
Yeah, and Tommy said that even though we're going with a wide-open offense, the lifeline of our offense is still the power game. Off the left side, Levy has a huge hole behind the block of Roderick Lewis, the tight end, as they go with the 2 tight end set there in what you call the Jaguar.
And it's a first down at the 22. That's where they've spotted the ball. This time they'll test the middle. And it's Antoine Carter who was in the lineup, number 2. But all of a sudden, this pile is moving to the right.
Yeah, and this is that paint from the John Hancock Bowl insignia in the middle of the field. Darnell Wiseman, this is a bad sign when your center's got paint all over his back.
Right.
You'd rather see it, you know, on his chest or something, on his knees where he's going forward.
Tangawai, second down at the 14-yard line. Maston coming, and that play is stacked up as Billy Johnson gets the carry. It'll be short of the first down, it would appear, yes. And bring up third down. Under 9 minutes remaining in the first half. 8:50, as a matter of fact. It's beginning to drizzle again a little bit. 3rd and 2. That's about as we expected, under 3 yards per carry for both teams. Bears jump.
Well, that's one of their most effective plays all day, is the hard count by Malulu pulling the Baylor Bears off sides. This is a critical mistake by Baylor. This will give Arizona a first down.
Outside on the defense.
That's an easy type of third down conversion. Watch his head kind of bob down here. That's all it takes, and he got all kinds of guys. Take your pick there. Like he had him on a string, didn't he?
They came in mass.
And you see Robertson pointing to his head. Come on, boys. Let's use our heads here. Let's not be offsides.
With 1st and goal, And Scott Smith, the defensive secondary coach to the left of Grant Taft, a one-time Baylor standout back in the early 80s. Played high school football with Doak Walker's son, as a matter of fact, Scott Smith. And the ball carried down to the 5-yard line by Antoine Carter. They go with the power package now with the first and goal and second and goal, respectively.
Yeah, and Carter at only 170 pounds, but very durable. Missed only one game in his 2 years at Arizona.
Levy checks in. Heath Bray comes in as a wide receiver, number 14. Carter will get a rest.
And we talked about Baylor using a lot of running backs. Well, Arizona has Levy, Carter, and Johnson. All have gained more than 400 yards this year.
Mala'ulu, quarterback draw, touchdown, Arizona. Perfect play. Perfectly executed.
Yeah, you got to give Dwayne Aquino a lot of credit for this call. He told us that he thought the quarterback draw would be a big play for them today. And when you have a quarterback with a running ability such as Mala'ulu has, that's 7 touchdowns rushing on the year for our lefty quarterback. Right up the middle.
Touchdown comes with 7:27 remaining in the first half. Steve McLaughlin. He is on to tack on the extra point. He's good.
The key block on this quarterback draw is the big man in the circle here. That is Vincent Smith. 6'6", 360 pounds, and you can say goodbye, Steve Strahan. And the quarterback waltzes into the end zone. Watch Tanawai. He comes out of here, and he's got nobody to block. Says, come on, brother, let's get in the end zone.
They did, and they lead 10-0 with 7:27 remaining in the first half of play.
In that type of defense that Baylor likes so much, there's just nobody assigned to the quarterback. They like to man up underneath, put the linebackers on the running backs and the corners and safeties on the other receivers.
Letting all that twist game go and let it develop.
Aquino has really helped George Mala'ulu because as a defensive coach, he's been able to give George some tips as far as pre-snap reads are concerned. George can look at the defensive backfield now and have a better idea of what coverage to anticipate because Aquino spent so much time with him telling him all those defensive secrets.
George Mala'ulu is a communications major at Arizona, and this is his final game. He has no expectation of playing professional football. As a matter of fact, he told us yesterday he plans to take an internship with the Pac-10 office in California and learn as much as he possibly can about sports administration. He's an impressive young man. Here's Kirchhoff with the kickoff.
And a touchback.
Meanwhile, the Baylor defense
the Baylor Bears from their own 20-yard line.
trying to solve the puzzles that they were presented with. McLaughlin kicked a 22-yard field goal in the first quarter to give Arizona a 3-0 lead. And then George Mala'ulu just packed it in from 7 yards out of the quarterback draw, and the Wildcats lead 10-0.
And when you look at what Arizona's given up on the year, 8.9 points per game, which was #1 in the NCAA, and only USC scored a touchdown in the first half against the Wildcats.
First down and 10. J.J. Joe pumps, goes deep. His receiver was held up on a good defensive play by Morrison, who chucked him at the line of scrimmage. And Melvin Bonner cut down, and he's pleading now for an illegal chuck. This is an Arizona Wildcat defense that had a drastic improvement in 1 year.
Yeah, you like to see this here. That's the turnover ratio, the change. But this number here is just fantastic. #1 in the country.
That is the reason they are acknowledged as the Desert Swarm. 2nd and 10. Robert Strait, or it's Bradford Lewis instead, number 39. And Rob Waldrop is down there somewhere in the middle of that.
Well, you can count on it. Number 92 is the All-American and the Outland Trophy finalist who wasn't on the list to begin the year. See as he slides over inside of Pope to make this tackle. And what that tells Dick Tomey is that, hey, Waldrop really earned his All-America status and is a real favorite to get that Outland Trophy next year.
There was some thought that he might forego his senior season. He said, no, he's got goals yet to accomplish in football. He will return because he wants to be a part of the Playboy preseason All-American team.
You got to have goals in life, Vern.
That's a good one. That pass. Whoa! How about that catch? David Mims out of the backfield. A gain of 9 and a look of disbelief.
Yeah, Joe is going to let this one go a little bit early for Mims. But with these white shirts coming at the quarterback, who can blame him? I don't. Heck of a job by Mims. Flat on his back, catching that pass.
And a first down for the Baylor Bears at their own 32-yard line. There's the pitch. You see the action on the fullback? Goodness. And Mims moves it out to the 36.
Joe is just a magician with the ball, and he makes real good decisions. Watch as he'll pull this ball back from Lewis and then give the pitch out to Mims. And they pick up a few yards. It's like they weren't going to get anything at all.
Second and 7. 5:40 to go, first half. Stacked die, they come left. And Brandell Jackson, the freshman from Brenham, Texas, is knocked down at the 38-yard line.
The front wall of the Wildcats has been very effective in shutting down the first part of this offense, which is the fullback up the middle. Robert Strait hasn't been heard from lately, and that Cuero Gobbler has the ability to make a lot of yards up the middle.
3rd and 4. Halfback pass. Brandell Jackson goes deep for Bonner, who's got it. No flags. Touchdown, Baylor. Yards.
That's touchdown number 12 for Melvin Bonner. And Brandell Jackson did a great job of giving Bonner a chance to make this catch. It wasn't a pretty pass, and Bonner had to turn every which way to locate it. But he knew one thing, that he had a heck of a mismatch in the secondary. As the defensive back falls down, Johnson, Bonner keeps his eye on it and puts Baylor on the board.
Trey Weir for the extra point. Brandell Jackson hits Bonner, 61 yards, Baylor TD.
Now this may bring you to your senses. A responsive all-new 16-valve dual-balance shaft engine is now under the hood of a 4-door family sedan that's priced to relax everyone. A spirited engine that purrs like you know who. In the Elantra, from around $9,000 from Hyundai. Cars that make sense.
See your Hyundai dealer now and get a great deal. But hurry, savings time ends soon.
People living with pain keep thanking me.
Thanks, Joe.
For telling them about Flexall 454, the aloe vera-based pain-relieving gel recommended by the athletic trainers of all major pro sports.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe.
Flexall, America's #1 pain-relieving gel. #1 at helping people feel better, live better, work better. If you're living with pain, get better. Get Flexall, the pain relief pro trainers recommend.
In 1908, one of the favorites in the great New York to Paris race was a motor car built by Siemens. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens builds over 700 automotive products, from fuel injectors and microprocessors to halogen headlights. Siemens, creating technologies to keep America and the world moving in the right direction. Siemens, precision thinking.
Number 5, Virginia battles Ohio State. Then 6th ranked Maryland takes on number 8 Purdue. The ACC Big Ten Women's Challenge, Saturday on CBS.
With Melvin Bonner's score and number 1, Arizona and Baylor. It's a football game again, 10-7 now with 4:50 left in the half. Hi, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Coming up at halftime, we will bring you up to date on the other bowl game going on this afternoon. Bowl previews, the Sugar and the Blockbuster Bowl will have reports, and a farewell to Mike Singletary and his teacher, Grant Taft, saying goodbye to football. Coming up at the half.
All right, Pat, and here's the kickoff. Taken by Levy out to the 24-yard line. And the Arizona Wildcats take over at the 24. 4:47 remaining in the first half of play.
Watch Bonner. He had to turn all the way around over his right shoulder. Started out on his left shoulder, and then he had to bobble the ball a little bit. One thing he knew, nobody was going to catch him from behind.
And after the touchdown, it's a 10-7 ball game with under 5 minutes remaining first half. Malulu on first down. Finds Troy Dickey, number 84. And they move the ball for another first down for Arizona. That's a gain of 13.
That was an impressive long play, obviously 61 yards. But what it did for Baylor is it answered the touchdown of Malulu on the quarterback draw and gave the Baylor Bears a better feeling about themselves as we come down to the end of this first half.
First down and 10 with 4.5 to go in the first half. Antoine Carter, nice run. Shea Maston, number 7, the all-conference outside linebacker, makes the tackle for the Baylor Bears. Larry McDuff is the defensive coordinator of the Wildcat defense. A little bit stunned after that 61-yard play. Haven't given up many big plays this year. First and 10, Arizona. Up by 3 with 4:21 to go in the half. Malulu has a man open, incomplete. Intended for Dickey and knocked loose. Michael McFarland was the man who was defending. We are at the Sun Bowl in El Paso for the John Hancock Bowl. Vern Lundquist along with Dan Fouts. Arizona scored first on a 22-yard field goal. They extended that lead in the second quarter with George Malulu's quarterback run. And then Melvin Bonner caught a halfback pass from Brandell Jackson, 61 yards, and it's 10-7. There's Malulu on the quarterback draw, then Bonner, 61 yards. We are at 10-7 with 4 minutes to go before halftime. 3rd and 8. Right side. And the ball is caught at the 40-yard line. It's Dickey again. That's his 6th catch. Excuse me.
Yeah, a heck of a scoop by Dickey as he went down low. Picked it right off the turf. Takes Malulu a while to find out where Dickey is. Read the entire defense. And they pick up the first down. Good job of Mike Heemsberger blocking on the best pass rusher the Bears have, Albert Fontenot.
That's a first down and 10 at the 40-yard line with 3:19 before halftime. Just like Baylor maybe puts it. Now they back out.
John, they're checking.
Carter comes right and is tackled at the 36-yard line. Stop was made by Raymond Finley, number 1.
I've been impressed with the passing of Mala'ulu in this, especially the second quarter, where he's 9 out of 16 for the half. And he is, what Tommy says, is the last of the wishbone quarterbacks. Probably would love to have another year in this more traditional pro set type of offense.
2nd and 6 now for Mala'ulu. 2:34 to go. Here's the draw play. That will be short of the first down at the 33-yard line. Antoine Carter with the carry, and Scotty Lewis with the tackle. Well, what's happened so far in the College Bowl games? It's Bowling Green beat Nevada, Kansas over BYU, Washington State over Utah 31-28. The big shocker, I guess, would have to be Fresno State over USC 24-7. And then Hawaii, where Dick Tomey had been the coach, defeated Illinois 27-17. And coming up tomorrow, on New Year's Day, the Blockbuster Bowl, Penn State against Stanford. That is at 1:30 Eastern Time tomorrow, Fort Lauderdale.
Interesting, it's being billed as the legend, Joe Paterno, against the genius, Bill Walsh. But they're not going to tee it up. It's going to be all those guys wearing the helmets and pads.
I think there's some kids that'll have something to say about the outcome.
Well, let's hope so.
1:30 tomorrow on CBS. Arizona used one of its timeouts, and Mala'ulu was over chatting with Akina and Dick Tomey.
I asked Akina about being down on the field or being up in the press box. What's he prefer? And he wants to look into the quarterback's eyes and make sure he understands exactly what the situation in the play call is. Dwayne is a very emotional guy. He wants to be a hands-on coach on the sideline.
He was a basketball player in addition to playing football at the University of Washington. And just a footnote, his roommate while with the Huskies, pretty decent quarterback named Warren Moon.
Is that right? You think Warren Moon's a pretty decent quarterback, huh? I agree with you, buddy. And it's good to see Warren back in the lineup.
Tis indeed.
Although Baylor Bear fans would mind seeing their old quarterback, Cody Carlson, play quite a bit either. Pretty good deal having two quarterbacks that good on one team for the Houston Oilers.
Well, in the vein of emptying the bucket while time has been called, let's talk about Larry McDuff, who played football at the University of Oklahoma, and his roommate was Steve Owens, who won a Heisman.
They gave you the rooming list or something.
Yeah, you know, it's a heavy research here in El Paso and in Juarez. You looked great fighting the bull the other night.
You're full of bull, too.
This is Vern Lundquist with my partner, El Tigre de Juarez, Dan Fouts. I guess the play clock is giving them some problems. Yes, it is.
This gives the band an opportunity to get lined up on the sidelines and get ready in case they're called upon to play any prevent defense.
Now we're set to go. 3rd and 3, 10-7 ball game. And the catch is made for the first down at the 29-yard line by Heath Bray, his second catch of the day.
That's really a heck of a catch by Bray because the ball's thrown just a little bit late. Shea Maston is going to drill the quarterback in the back there. But Mala'ulu's got his eyes on his teammate, Heath Bray, former quarterback, making that catch for the first down. Bray used to go by the nickname of Crash, but you can't have that nickname of your quarterback. You can be in a few crashes.
First down after the catch. Bray is lined up wide right. This is Levy with some room. Boy, he got some good blocks on the left side. And he's down to the 21-yard line.
Victimized by the wet surface here at the Sun Bowl. He was just about ready to put a power move on the defensive back and slipped down.
He is second down, 1:20 to go before halftime. Mala'ulu looks for Dickey. Has him at the 10. Seven catches for Troy Dickey. And that ties an Arizona Bowl record, and he's gotten all 7 in the first half.
And all of them are coming over the middle.
At the 10, the carrier is stuffed. 1 minute to go. Chuck Levy.
Wildcats have 2 timeouts remaining. They have to start thinking about using at least one of them, as they do right now.
That'll stop the clock with 54 seconds to go before halftime.
A very special thank you to Ultimate Sports for hosting the Sun Carnival Racquetball and
Well, kind of interesting that these are the Baylor Bears taking on the Arizona Wildcats, and yet one of the legends of Arizona football has to do with a request by one of their former players who was injured in an automobile accident in 1926. And while he was on his deathbed, he told the coach to go back and tell the team to bear down. And the coach, J.F. McHale, passed that message on along to the team, and it's been one of the focal points of the tradition and history of Arizona football. So we've got the Wildcats with a theme of bear down taking on the Baylor Bears.
And the Bears have their backs to the goal line, and they're the ones that are going to have to bear down defensively now if they're going to keep Arizona off the board or at least out of the end zone.
Time call with 54 seconds to go. It'll be 2nd and 10. 2nd and goal from the 10.
C93 would like to thank the El Paso Healthcare System for their sponsorship.
The Wildcats have 1 timeout left.
Professional Collision Center, and they would like to thank Rick Donovan.
The Wildcats would like to get 7, having yielded in somewhat shocking fashion that touchdown of 61 yards on the halfback pass. Here's Mala'ulu into the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Kerry Taylor, number 1.
Kerry Taylor really didn't want any part to do with this ball, it seemed like. Unfamiliar with the surroundings here, he kind of gives up on it there and gives it away. If he had a little bit more room in the end zone, and you'd like to see your receiver lay out for that one, but it was thrown just a little bit too far.
Levy is a late entry into the huddle.
And if I were Baylor, I'd be looking for that quarterback draw right up the middle.
13th play of the drive. Nope, they're going to throw it. They do. And Vaughn is caught and dropped out of bounds. Number 9, just short of the first down, Lachey Maston. And there's a little trash talk apparently going on.
Yeah, Maston had some help too, Vern, from number 44, Fred Robertson. It's a good throw by Mala'ulu. Gives his receiver a chance to turn up and get towards the end zone, but then number 44 sends Terry Vaughn to the sidelines. Big hit. May have saved some points there.
Now Arizona has used its final timeout. They stopped the clock with 43 seconds to go, and they're facing a 4th down. They wanted to talk it over. Yeah, Dick Tomey looking at the ready list.
He's got to be pretty happy with this offense he's put in. He started the game with the no-huddle offense with 3 wide receivers, has gone back to a more traditional huddle, but still is throwing the ball, and his quarterback has thrown for 147 yards here in the first half. Now, this being a 4th down situation, and again, it's a bowl game. We've already seen some unusual decisions by both head coaches. This is an unusual decision for Tomey to not go for the field goal here and go for the touchdown. Or has he talked himself out of it? Yeah, he has. He's going to go for the field goal.
Well, he looked at the ready list and found he wasn't ready. Nope. So they will settle for the attempt at 3 unless there is a fake field goal in your future. Steve McLaughlin has hit from 22. This will be even shorter, 20 yards away. And it would increase the lead to 6. Bit of a high snap. Nice job controlling it by Adam Grand, and the kick is good. So McLaughlin 2 for 2 from short range here in the first half. And that increases the lead to 13-7 with 40 seconds to go before halftime.
That was a pretty impressive drive by Arizona, led by the quarterback, George Malauulu, hitting his wide receiver, Troy Dickey. They're on the verge of setting, I'm sure, some Hancock Bowl records. As they're getting it done through the air. Not much on the ground for Arizona, just 54 yards.
Well, coming up at the halftime, Bears farewell. Pat O'Brien will be along with the story of Grant Taft, who is moving on to the athletic director's spot, and Mike Singletary, who is destined for the Hall of Fame. And fun for us to chat with Grant Taft during our stay here in El Paso, and the memories he has of Mike Singletary, who, among the many great football players, I suppose would head up anybody's list. He recalled a Texas game when Mike was at Baylor, and he had 24 unassisted tackles in that game.
You wonder how many tackles Mike Singletary has made in his life.
Yes. Flag is down. It'll be a touchback for the Baylor Bears. Kirchhoff sent that one deep, but it may come back.
Offside on the kicking team.
Here's the offside, and they will bring it back.
This is Lachey Maston, number 7, and when you're all Southwest Conference, you have license to talk and get into somebody's face.
Maston from Dallas Carter High School. They've sent a few fellows on to glory in the pro leagues. Lachey Maston, all Southwest Conference. 40 seconds to go before halftime. It's 13-7. And we will re-kick from the 30-yard line. Trooper Taylor is the deep man. There's Trooper. He's a graduate in communications. He's already gotten his degree and had a year of eligibility. Came back and a very communicative part of this Baylor team.
He'll talk to you. He'll talk to everybody.
First kick by Kirchhoff is taken short at the 15. Brandell Jackson. So the Bears will get it at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Brandell, last play he was in on, threw a touchdown pass. Didn't handle that kickoff. He handled it like a quarterback.
J.J. Joe, 3 of 12, and he's misfired on several of the passes. 3 of 12 for only 34 yards.
Baylor huddles on the sidelines. Joe gets the play from the coach, gives it to the team, then they go right to the line of scrimmage. Gives the defense just a little bit less time to recognize personnel and formation.
38 seconds to go before halftime. Jamal Lee made that stop, number 15.
We talked about Jamal's nose ring. I asked him about it. He says, well, it's a breakaway ring. It's got a hinge there so that if it does get tugged on, it's not going to hurt him.
I would hope so. Now, he plays with it. You can see it.
It's got to be tough.
There's Rob Waldrop, the All-American. He had 10 sacks in the regular season. He gets a sack of J.J. Joe here, and that'll do it at halftime. That's the end of the first half with our score. Arizona 13, Baylor 7. We'll return to the John Hancock Bowl after this message and a word from your local station.
Sweetie, where Mommy works, some people are losing their jobs.
Eric's dad lost his job and they had to move.
Well, this is our home, sweetie, and nothing's gonna make us move. That's why Mommy's starting her own business.
Why?
So you and Mommy can live our lives our own way. Does that scare you?
No, were you scared?
No. Are you?
No, are you?
No.
This is CBS.
The luck of the Irish is running out for a little town in South Dakota.
My ear! He got my ear!
You gotta stop the bleeding. We're like little scared.
Leprechaun. Rated R.
Starts January 8th at a theater near you.
Come on, let Jiffy Lube do it. Yeah, let Jiffy Lube do it.
45,000 cars a day do at Jiffy Lube.
Get so much more than just an oil change.
Time for saving is running out. Buick wants your business. First, the facts. The renowned J.D. Power survey says Buick Regal is the best car in its price class. Buick LeSabre, named Car of the Year by Family Circle magazine. Right now, you can lease LeSabre for just $339 per month. At Park Avenue, named Best Domestic Value. Get into Superior, Mitchell, Zuber, and Ray Latham Buick. And this new year, bring home the best.
Get rich fast? You bet. Next month, $10 million for the big winner at American Family. Enter the only sweepstakes with my picture. $10 million has got to go. I'll award this giant prize in just weeks. Hurry.
Jerry Hodak raises the curtain on the 93 Auto Show before it opens. See what's hot and why before anyone else. Live on Eyewitness Morning, Wednesday at 7 on TV 2.
Welcome to College Football Today Halftime. Live from the John Hancock Bowl, here's Pat O'Brien.
And welcome to halftime. Arizona.
Baylor, well, 61 of those came on the halfback option pass for the touchdown. So it's been a total domination by the Wildcat defense. And on the offense, they're possessing the ball almost 6 minutes better. This is the first touchdown by George Malauulu on the quarterback draw. And it just couldn't be any better executed than it was that time.
That gave Arizona a temporary 10-0 lead, but on the next possession, Brandell Jackson went deep to Bonner.
Yeah, and this is a heck of a play call by Grant Taft, and Jackson does a nice job of giving Bonner a chance to make a play. Keyshawn Johnson falls down, number 8 there. Bonner finally grabs onto the ball and then just glides into the end zone, and that was a big touchdown for Baylor.
That made it 10-7. There was another field goal that increased the lead to 13-7. That's where we stand as Grant Taft begins the final half of his coaching career. He told us the other day, as he has said, I think, throughout the year, that he still has the fire in the belly. He doesn't want to leave coaching, but he has been asked by the Baylor administration to move into the athletic director's spot, and so he will do so at the age of 59 and with 21 years as the most successful coach in Baylor history.
He knows that his next challenge will be running a successful athletic program, and not easy to do that in these financially tough times.
Dick Tomey in his 6th year at the University of Arizona. Came in replacing Larry Smith. There's Larry McDuff, his defensive coordinator, who is one of the architects of this outstanding Arizona defense. Recall now that Baylor won the toss to open the game and deferred their option until this half, and they have now elected to receive.
Tomey's going for a milestone of his own, going for his 100th win as a head coach. And he's got half of it taken care of so far.
Jay Kirchhoff will kick off. Trooper Taylor is the deep man. That's a good one. Taylor has it at the goal line. And he's cut down at the 21-yard line. We're going to have a late bit of contact, and that flag will be thrown on Arizona. Grant Boyer, the linebacker, number 48, who
Good ball. Personal foul on the kicking team.
a little bit late getting there.
Well, from the left side of the screen is Boyer, number 48. And he's about a day late as he drills Chris Dull in the side of the head.
Moves the ball out to the 36-yard line. First down 10, Baylor Bears. They will go from the stacked I offense. And here's Mims and the All-American Rob Waldrop. Well, Dan, we began the day talking about this Baylor offense against the Arizona defense. Edge goes to Arizona so far.
Yeah, and here he is. Watch his quickness as he gets off and splits the block there of Pope. And he does this about 40% of the time, make tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
That's a loss of 5, second down and 15. Joe Bonner. He's loose. He's got his second touchdown. No flags. 69 yards on that score. Tony Bowie missed a tackle. And somewhat shockingly, this game is tied.
Touchdown receptions on the year for Melvin Bonner, averaging 21 yards a catch. Has an 80-yard touchdown earlier this year against Georgia Tech. 69-yarder that time to go with a 61-yarder in the first half. Not a bad afternoon for Bonner on just 3 catches.
Trey Weir with the extra point that could put Baylor on top. And it does.
Bonner's got good size at 6'3" and 205 pounds. And he's just going to step away from Keyshawn Johnson on the sidelines here. Missed tackle, poor angle, and a broken tackle as he gets by Johnson and Bowie on down the sidelines. What a way to start the second half.
And that extra point did make it a 14-13 Baylor lead. That is the second longest pass play in John Hancock / Sun Bowl history.
Here's the first play here. Johnson's going to come over and miss the tackle. And then he's going to get help from the secondary. Bowie comes over. And I think they just are surprised by the strength, number 1, of Bonner, and then his speed. Nobody is closing on him. Easy touchdown for the Bears.
With the extra point, the Baylor Bears are on top.
He says he's not through, and I gotta believe him. We got 2 more quarters to go. All right, Melvin.
Here's Chilton with the kickoff. Levy has it. And Chuck Levy is tackled at the 32-yard line.
Whenever you see a receiver going down the sidelines, you wonder if he might have stepped out of bounds. Of course, they got to be able to walk that tightrope. Bonner does a nice job of it. That's a heck of a tackle he breaks there by Johnson. He's got it well measured. He starts his high stepping.
Wildcats trail 14-13, opening minute of the second half. Antoine Carter, Albert Fontenot, the all-conference defensive end from Houston, the Baylor senior, makes the tackle.
This is a big game because it's a bowl game, so you need your big playmakers to come up with plays. And we've seen Bonner for the offense, and now Fontenot gets into the act. He is the best defensive end Grant Taft has ever coached, according to Grant Taft.
6'4", 243-pounder. loss of 4 at 2nd and 14. Maulu will pass. Maybe. Nice pay. And Troy Dickey makes the catch. That is his 8th. And that is an individual record for the Arizona Wildcats in all of their bowl games that they have played. A game of 16.
Dickey came into the game with 28 catches on the year. They asked him how many he was going to catch. He says, I'll catch all they throw to me. How many are they going to throw to you? He says, I don't know, but I hope it's a lot. He certainly has gotten Mala'ulu's attention.
8 for 105 and a first down at the 44-yard line. Draw play. Nice defensive play by the Baylor Bears. Scotty Lewis, number 80. Well, it all began with a short field goal from McLaughlin, putting Arizona on top 3-0. Then Mala'ulu had a quarterback draw for 7 yards. That made it 10-zip. Bonner got a touchdown on a pass from Brandell Jackson, the halfback, 61 yards. McLaughlin's 20-yarder made it 13-7 at the half. And just moments ago, Bonner's 69-yard catch from J.J. Joe and the extra point gave Baylor the lead. 2nd and 10. Mala'ulu to Dickey, and this time he can't hang on. Defensive bad job done by Michael McFarland.
Number 33, Michael McFarland.
And that brings up a 3rd down and 10.
Arizona now goes to the no-huddle offense. So they're going back and forth between the conventional huddle and the hurry-up offense.
Option to the left. That is the short side of the field, and Mala'ulu comes up short. It'll be 4th down.
Well, they obviously were trying to catch Baylor playing the wide side of the field. Tried to run the option into the short side, and there's just not enough room over there. But the one thing that Arizona has, if they want to make it a field position game, is they have the best punter in the nation, All-American Josh Miller. Came into the game with a 40-yard net average. And he's looking to pin the Bears deep in their own end.
Has not had a good day thus far. Reggie Miller is back to return the punt. He waits at the 14. 12:09 to go, 3rd quarter. Miller avoids the first contact and picks up only about a yard as he goes right. So the Baylor defense, inspired by that touchdown pass, holds Arizona, gives the offense the ball back.
We exercise, we eat right, we even quit smoking. So hopefully we're going to live longer, maybe a lot longer. Then one day we were talking, and it hit us. Have we saved enough? I mean, do we have enough money to live to be 80 or 90 or maybe even 100 years old? I mean, who thinks about that when you go out for your morning run?
North, south, east, west. The 14th annual Toyotathon Year-End Challenge is on, going for 80,000 Toyotas nationwide.
Region to region, Toyota dealers are dealing.
With auction package savings on cars up to $1,500, up to $850 on trucks, plus big incentives.
There's a great selection of Camrys, Tercels, all-new Corollas, and Toyota T100s.
The challenge is on. Who's going to win?
Our customers.
Right. You're the winner of the Toyotathon Year-End Challenge. It only happens once a year.
And it's happening now.
Just a second shy of 12 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Baylor on top 14-13, and they go from the stacked die again inside their own 20-yard line. Give it to the fullback. It's Bradford Lewis, number 39. Baylor Bear team that when it goes to the pass, goes for the big one. And they have completed only 5 passes today. But
not a bad average per completion. 2 long ones to Bonner, 61 and 69 yards, and they both went for touchdowns, and that's why Baylor leads by a point.
2nd down and 7 for the Bears. Here's the option coming to the near side. David Mims gets around the corner and then is forced out of bounds by Brett Boyer, number 48. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
And we expected the Bears to have a little more production out of their running attack from their group of running backs. The big guy, Robert Strait, though, hasn't played much at all. It only has 7 yards on 3 carries. And he's the number 1 part of this offense, that power to the fullback right up the middle.
3rd and 2. Wake Forest defeats Oregon. I hate to break that news to you.
Well, go Ducks.
There's a pass complete for the 1st down. Darrell Morrison makes the tackle on Melvin Bonner.
And then Morrison gets an earful from Bonner. Still giving it to him. Telling him probably nice tackle, you know. I didn't go all the way with this one.
Well, coming from an outstanding Baptist school, I'm sure the language is clean.
Oh, without doubt. And the tackle was clean as well.
1st and 10. .20 to go in quarter number 3. 14-13, Baylor leads. There's the plunge up the middle by Robert Strait. Robert Strait, who had 8,000 yards plus rushing during his high school career at Cuero. That's the 2nd most in high school history in this country.
And the one thing he had to learn when he came to Baylor was how to be more of a role player. Number 1, how to be a blocker. At Cuero, when you're gaining 8,000 yards, you're not doing a whole lot of blocking.
Well, the obvious question, since you didn't ask it, is who was number 1?
Who was number 1?
Thank you. Kenny Hall, Sugar Land, Texas, 1954 graduate. I knew you'd ask. Pass is incomplete.
I didn't realize he was an old classmate.
Oh, you wounded me with that arrow.
I have met more of your old classmates this week as you're welcome back to Texas.
Well, I'm only 600 miles from home. It's a big state. Hard to imagine getting on an airplane in El Paso and flying to Dallas. You'd think, well, that's a 40-minute flight.
Wrong.
3rd down. 3rd and 7 from the 35. Bears lead it 14-13, 9:33 to go. 3rd quarter. Joe, little delay with his tight end, McKenzie. First time they've tried that play, and it works to perfection. A gain of 14.
Yeah, they scored on this play earlier this year. And it's really a nice job of Joe coming all the way out here. Here's McKenzie finding the hole in the secondary, and the pass protection is wonderful. Just wide open in the secondary, and he takes it out to midfield.
McKenzie's 11th catch of the season, the business major from San Antonio. They give to the fullback on 1st and 10. Robert Strait moves it across the 50 to the 48-yard line.
Number 49, Sean Harris on the tackle.
Sean Harris with the tackle.
And Strait is a 260-pound fullback that has quickness and obviously strength, and has a wonderful future ahead of him in the National Football League.
Had a very serious knee injury after he came to Baylor. And some think it did hamper his speed. He's not quite as quick. Here's Joe. Deep. Bonner fights off the man. No flag is thrown. It was Keyshawn Johnson who had good coverage on him that time.
Yeah, he really did. In fact, Bonner pushed off at the end of this play, and that's what Johnson's talking to the official about. You got to throw that flag there. And the official saying, I'll referee the game, you play defense. I've heard that conversation before. I've got the whistle, I've got the striped funny shirt, the funny white pants, and I've got the flag in my pocket, and you're going to see it if you keep arguing with me.
So no flag thrown. It's 3rd down and 8. 8:25 to go, quarter number 3. Joe is 6 of 17. Half roll right side, ball's up for grabs, could have been intercepted. Keyshawn Johnson, who has 1 this year, just missed his 2nd, and so would Brandon Sanders. And there's a flag down.
So the holding against the Baylor Bears, Vern. Joe is real lucky this one wasn't picked off by Brant Boyer.
A flag on the play.
Arizona may want the ball. Yeah, they'll be fine.
Holding on the offense. Decline. 4th down.
Joe's going to roll out to the right side and force this ball into a huge crowd. There's Boyer, number 4. Oh, actually, it was Keith. We'll get it straight here. Brandon Sanders, Vern, as you said, number 18 instead of 48. This ball is up in the air for a long time, and another 8 comes in there. Keyshawn Johnson, enough already.
Here's Vaughn, Terry Vaughn with the return out to the 20-yard line. And the Arizona Wildcats hold. They get the ball back, trailing by 1. 8:12 to go, 3rd quarter.
A flag on the play.
I love you, little Jenny Catherine. I want to tell you something very, very important. Daddy got a raise. That means I can buy you a sandbox, sliding board. What do you think? You think we should put some of it away? What do you know about the stock market? I love you, little Jenny Catherine. Guess what? Daddy got a raise.
I'd let you drive the Camry, but you know nothing about it.
Multi-valve engine, high tensile steel construction, available ABS, driver's side airbag is standard.
You know nothing about
Ergonomics, panoramic cockpit, contoured seats, room for 5.
You don't have your glasses.
Contacts.
You're left-handed.
Uh-huh.
The 1993 Toyota Camry. Few cars actually move you. This is one.
It's 30 below. You've got a cold, cough. You've got a real problem.
We've added the leading cough suppressant to the proven cold relief of Alka-Seltzer Plus.
I have no sneezes, no coughs, no runny nose. I took Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and cough this morning.
Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and cough. It's tough medicine.
Congratulations. What do you think?
Chapstick medicated, please.
Introducing Chapstick Medicated, triple medicated. You can feel it working immediately. New Chapstick Medicated, triple medicated relief.
A phantom killer pushes his victim too far.
It doesn't bother you at all that this guy's coming after you. Bring him on.
It's time for the Hat Squad, Saturday.
Sun Bowl Stadium, El Paso, Texas, for the John Hancock Bowl. Vern Lundquist along with Dan Fouts, the Baylor Bears, leading Arizona 14-13 on 2 long touchdown catches by Melvin Bonner. One on a halfback pass of 61 yards, the other on a 69-yard pass from the quarterback, J.J. Joe. Now, after a penalty that was thrown late, half the distance, Arizona's backed up to its own 10, and Chuck Levy is knocked down for no gain.
Shelton Lewis just a submarine there, Vern, and took the legs out from Levy. And you can feel the momentum, and the spirit is just sky high on the side of the Baylor Bears right now.
They had not done much in the first half, particularly the second quarter when Arizona established its dominance. But that big play by Bonner in the third quarter has really changed the tone of the game. Malulu fires it right. Here's a change the other direction. What a perfect pass. Malulu to Levy out of the backfield. And a gain of 33.
Malulu really moves around nice back there on this play, Vern. This is a freelance type of play. His first receiver to the left side is taken away. Now he sees Levy behind the linebacker and throws him a perfectly lofted pass, and he's down the sidelines. A huge gain gets Arizona out of trouble.
Gain of 33, and Chuck Levy, a one-time high school quarterback, made the catch. Mala'ulu, they'll go deep again, overthrown. Intended for Troy Dickey, who has caught 8 in the ball game. And that brings up a 2nd down and 10.
That completion to Levy, though, the Wildcats were backed up for their own 10-yard line after the penalty on the punt. They come out, they run the ball the first play to Levy. He gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. But Mala'ulu's ability to move around and throw on the run has given Arizona a lot of breathing room here.
7.5 remaining, quarter number 3. And there's a little bit of defensive harassment behind the line of scrimmage. Lachey Maston made forced the pressure on Mala'ulu. Well, more college football for you tomorrow afternoon on CBS. 1:30 Eastern Time, Penn State against Stanford. As Joe Paterno takes his team down to Fort Lauderdale to meet the Stanford Cardinal out of the Pac-10. Stanford, one of the victims of Arizona during that 5-game win streak. Wildcats had a chance to go to the Rose Bowl, and they lost to USC 14-7, and then to Arizona State by 1.7 to 6 the last 2 games. Mala'ulu, there's a flag. This should come back. Here's Dickey with a catch and a tussle for the ball with McFarland.
That's a simultaneous catch. It should go to the offense. But the flag is against Arizona.
It's going to come back.
It's going to come back.
There's a flag on the play.
Holding on the offense.
McFarland did a heck of a job guarding Dickey. It's all going to come back, but they're still wrestling that ball down there. McFarland's number 33, Dickey 84. Dickey does a nice job of stepping inside, but when they hit the ground, McFarland has the ball.
Mala'ulu had not seen the flag and thought he had the catch. But it's going to come back.
Yeah, I think Baylor should really be arguing this count.
On the offense, 10 yards, replay 3rd down.
Because when the two hit the ground, Dickey had one hand out to break his fall. McFarland had both of his hands wrapped around the ball.
Well, it's all for naught, and it'll result in a 3rd and 25. That was a gain of 40.
It may be for naught, but if they give the ball to McFarland, the penalty doesn't matter, and Baylor has the ball.
True.
But
it's 3rd and 25. Levy. Oh, he dodged that tackle. Comes up short, and a flag is thrown. This might give Arizona a 1st down.
That's just great effort on Levy's part. 3rd and 25, and he knew he wasn't going to pick up all those yards by himself, but he never quit trying. And because of that effort, the penalty against Baylor should give Arizona a huge 1st down.
19-yard gain, and we'll see what the infraction is going to be.
He broke that tackle, made that nice move on Lachey Maston, Vern, and Maston is the #1 tackler for the Bears. In fact, he's led them in tackles the last 2 years.
Now we're going to get the call.
Ball, personal foul, late hit on the defense.
That will give Arizona a 1st down.
3rd and 25, and there are not a lot of plays to get the that yardage, so you have to rely on effort. There goes Maston, missing Levy, and we'll see who comes in with this late hit. There it is right there. And it's number 18, Chris Lewis, with the late hit.
So from 3rd and 25, a 1st down.
You know, we've had a couple of big penalties in this drive already, Vern. The holding that nullified Dickey's disputed catch, or at least I disputed it, and then the penalty after the nice play by Chuck Levy.
First down and 10 with 6:38 to go, third quarter. Draw play. Antoine Carter comes right. Robbie Burleson, the linebacker, was the one who got him by the shirt from behind.
And the biggest player on the field, Vern, is Vincent Smith, number 72. Here he is right here, 6'6", 360 pounds, and remarkable athlete for his size. He has a 20-inch vertical leap. That's getting up there. It's getting a whole lot of stuff up there.
Yeah, that is. That's getting a lot of it off the ground. Second down and short at the 30. Whoa! Levy, Malaulu, and Lachey Maston. All three.
Yeah, that's Maston. 120 tackles on the year. And he prefers, I think, to make those tackles in the backfield instead of in the open field. What a quick read he got on this play. As he was back there, almost got in on the handoff. Number 7 steps right into the back of Malaulu, and Malaulu does a wonderful job of hanging on to that ball.
That sets up a third down and 6 from the 34-yard line. Baylor looks like it might be blitzing on the play. They're coming. Malaulu back, fires it incomplete. I don't want to see his barber.
He's got to be one of the walk-ons, too.
Yeah.
You know, you just know that that was his way. There he is.
That's terrific.
That's number Tharp there. You know, they don't even give him a number. Cutting his helmet logo right into the side of his head. And you know what? I saw where he got that done the other night on my way to the bull ring.
It was outside the bull ring, huh?
Guy was given a 2-for-1 special.
Well, there are 121 players dressed out for the Baylor Bears, 124 for the Arizona Wildcats. Here's Miller's punt. And that, of course, and comes into the end zone and come out to the 20. That's one of the fun parts of a bowl experience. And both coaches alluded to that at the luncheon yesterday. The fact that all of the scout team kids get a chance to make a trip and dress out.
Okay, come on, boy. That's it. Let's go for a ride. Come on. In you go.
Best friends don't let friends drink and drive.
No, I'm fine.
And they certainly don't ride with a friend who does. Thousands of pounds of steel go into the construction of an automobile. You, on the other hand, are a lot more fragile. So please drive carefully, because when we say come back, we mean it.
How many times I told my dad to see a doctor. He was stubborn. But the pain in his stomach just wouldn't go away. He had to go. You should have seen the relief on his face when the doctor said Mylanta. He said it was indigestion, and his kind of indigestion needed strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Also available in tablets and new gel caps.
People living with pain keep thanking me
Thanks, Joe.
for telling them about Flexol 454, the aloe vera-based pain-relieving gel recommended by the athletic trainers of all major pro sports.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe.
Flexol, America's #1 pain-relieving gel. #1 at helping people feel better, live better, work better. If you're living with pain, get better. Get Flexol, the pain relief pro trainers recommend.
Countdown to 93 with Keith Richards, the B-52s, the Kids in the Hall, and a whole lot more when Love and War's Jay Thomas hosts the Hard Rock Cafe's New Year's Eve special tonight.
5:07 remaining third quarter from the John Hancock Bowl in El Paso. And the Baylor Bears, with 2 long touchdown catches by Melvin Bonner, lead it 14-13. Option play, J.J. Joe. And he just does get back to the line of scrimmage as Richard Maddox, number 56, makes the tackle. Grant Taft's final game, he moves into the athletic director's spot, and Chuck Reedy has been named to succeed him. Chuck Reedy is the offensive coordinator in green, and he takes over as head coach next season. One of 9 new coaches, and there is the list of new coaches already named in Division 1A for 1993. There's the option play. Whoops. Brandell Jackson and Brant Boyer is right there to greet him. Well, alphabetically, there is the list of new coaches in the league. 3 of those men are Afro-Americans, which is good news.
And they're the first 3 in Division 1, so there's progress being made. Ron Cooper, Eastern Michigan. There's Ron Dickerson from Temple and Jim Caldwell of Wake Forest. And Caldwell off to a good start as the Wake Forest team beat my Ducks today.
Beat the Ducks in Shreveport by 4. 3rd down. Deep pass again. Bonner again. And Keyshawn Johnson has good coverage this time.
We knew this was going to be a real good battle all day long. Bonner's had his moments, but lately it's been Keyshawn Johnson all over Bonner. Perfect position. You got to remember, he gives up about 5 inches of height here to Bonner, but that's just perfectly played, keeping his left arm on the receiver, knowing exactly where he is.
Delaney is on to punt, and he gets a heck of a Baylor roll. Vaughn shakes some tackles. 3 of them, as a matter of fact, before he is finally knocked out of bounds by Justin Still. A 46-yard punt and 10 on the return. Well, a big weekend for you coming up on Sunday, or not a weekend, a big Sunday coming up on Sunday.
Ole!
Yes, Indiana, Kentucky started at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Terrific basketball game that'll be played at Louisville. Then the NFL today, Sunday at 3:30 Eastern time with Greg and Terry and the gang. The NFC wild card game, the Eagles and the Saints from the Superdome in New Orleans, Sunday at 3:30 Eastern time.
Kind of like that Saints defense. All 4 linebackers going to the Pro Bowl.
Antoine Carter with the carry. 3:15 and counting in the 3rd quarter of play.
And field position becoming a lot more important as we get down towards the end of the 3rd quarter. Arizona now moves into Baylor territory thanks to a fine return by Terry Vaughn. Really took a chance in fielding that punt while it was bouncing. Broke a couple of tackles and set up his offense nicely.
2nd down and 6. 14-13, Baylor leads. Malaulu. Got it, man. His tight end. There's a flag down. However, Roderick Lewis, the backup tight end, and his 3rd catch of the season.
You got good eyes, Vern, because they threw this flag in that yellow paint down there.
I've got good eyes because you helped me. I'll spread it around. Well, we finally had a flag drop on that yellow part of the shield.
Holding on the offense. Replay, 2nd down.
A very strong breeze is starting to whip up here at the Sun Bowl as well. That moves the ball back to the 39-yard line. 2:41 to go, 3rd quarter of play.
They had trouble getting the paint on this field earlier this week and put a fresh coat on it this morning, and then it started to rain. That's why you see so many of the players with yellow on their jerseys.
2nd and 18. They hand it off up the middle. The ball goes to the 45-yard line. Chuck Levy with the carry. And Scotty Lewis with the tackle. Brings up a 3rd and about 14.
A lot of these guys for Baylor started out in different positions. That's why you see Lewis with an 80 number. He's playing defensive tackle. Well, I asked Tapp about players like Lewis. He said, I want fast players. If you're a defensive back and big enough to play linebacker, I'm going to move you there. If you're big enough to play down line, you got the speed, I'm going to move you around.
3rd and 13. Caught. Heath Bray with his 3rd catch. The former quarterback and still listed as the backup with catch number 3 in the ball game, and that's good for a first down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and this is one of the better passes by Mala'ulu as he put it on a line here. Somewhere in the middle of that pile there, only 6 feet tall, and found Heath Bray on the sidelines.
First down at the 40-yard line, 14-13. Baylor leading, Arizona driving. Chuck Levy runs into Albert Fontenot.
It really is remarkable that Heath Bray and how many different positions he's played. He started the Miami game this year at quarterback. Last year, he started the Miami game at linebacker. Not bad having a pretty versatile guy.
And the best of their special teams players. He has 5 career block punts, 2 of them this year. Almost had one in the first half. 1:19 to go, third quarter. Whoops, they got him with a hard count again.
Again, that's just heads up by the quarterback and the center, Mutangawai and George.
Offside on the defense.
George Mala'ulu, the quarterback. Watch the head bob by Mala'ulu. He's getting away with some things here. And he's just pulling Baylor off sides each time. Somebody out on the flank. The guys inside are getting a little wise to him, but the guys on the outside are trying to get that jump.
That makes the second down and 1.
Yeah, this is really the best down and distance situation for a quarterback. Run or pass. Look for him to go deep.
Antoine Carter may have stopped him. Scotty Lewis, number 80, was there. So was Maston, number 7, and McFarland, number 33.
Should have gone deep.
Stay down listening.
That's the old. None of these guys are probably old enough to remember Bart Starr and the Green Bay Packers, but that was a very important part of the Packer offense.
Absolutely. Final 30 seconds, quarter number 3. And a 3rd and 1. 14-13. Baylor leads. Quarterback sneak. Mala'ulu picks it up. He has scored already in the game. The only Arizona touchdown. That came on a quarterback draw. And that should be the final play of the third quarter after the clock stops for the first down, and then they'll start it again when they reset the quick stick. See, they don't even reset the chains anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're right on top of it, though.
There's no chain gang. Times are a-changing. And Bob Dylan's blowing in the wind. That's the end of the third quarter with the score 14-13 Baylor. We'll return to the John Hancock Bowl after this message and a word from your local station.
A bedtime story. Featuring the new Toyota T100 one-ton. A bigger Toyota truck with a full 4x8, 2,500-pound payload. And double-wall construction. Looking for a bigger, tougher truck? Rest easy. The Toyota T100 is here.
Come to a place called El Paso, where a morning walk can become a conversation with nature. And a short ride can take you from a modern city to an ancient culture. A place where the West Texas sun rises over 4 centuries of history, and the sunsets go on forever. Come to a place called El Paso.
This is CBS.
If
It's a night thing, a big night thing.
Oh, yeah, the A-Man's End of the Year Bash. We'll have you laughing into 93 with the unpredictable funny guy, Howie Mandel.
What you got up his sleeve this time?
Got me, but knowing Howie, it'll be big. And speaking of big, the king of cut-up, Bill Cosby, is stopping in, too, along with the smooth sounds of his Nia Peoples.
Totally raging.
Oh, it's raging, all right.
It's a party thing.
This New Year's Eve on Arsenio.
It's Arsenio, late night tonight on TV2.
When I got pregnant with Timmy 10 years ago, we almost chose not to bring him into the world. We were young and unmarried. We didn't have much money, and at the time it seemed like the right decision. But now, every time I look at him, I can't imagine life without him.
Life. What a beautiful choice.
Hudson's Hotel Fur Clearance. Save 40 to 65%. Saturday and Sunday only, 10 to 7 at the Hyatt Regency Dearborn, Fairlane Town Center.
New Year's Eve at 8, join J.P. McCarthy in person as he takes a look back at great moments over the past year. Visit with country music great Clint Black, Growing Pains star Kirk Cameron, golf legend Lee Trevino, CBS anchor Dan Rather, and departing Chrysler chairman Lee Iacocca, and other special guests. In person with J.P. New Year's Eve at 8.
Make the switch. Cheers at 11:30, Night Court at midnight, beginning January 4th here on TV2.
CBS Sports presents the 1992 John Hancock Bowl, the Baylor Bears versus the Arizona Wildcats. Today's game is sponsored by Lincoln Mercury and the complete line of 1993 Lincoln and Mercury automobiles. Siemens for leading-edge technologies in electronic and electrical engineering. And by John Hancock Financial Services.
We begin the fourth quarter, and when your team is on top by 1, you can take a break and get rid of that head. Here's Malulu, firing deep, tipped, and no flag. Terry Vaughn in obvious disagreement with the non-call by the officials.
We're seeing outstanding defensive back play on both teams. This time it's Fred Robertson's turn, number 44, as he plays it perfectly. Did have his right arm on Vaughn's right arm. Might have got away with one.
See Robertson look around. His first reaction was not to look back at his teammates, but to look at the officials. 2nd and 10. Blitz. Quarterback draw. Perfect call. $23-yard gain.
And this is a good call, and it's perfect execution by Malulu as he reads the blitz. Watch as he comes back. His initial hole is going to be blocked right there. He cuts to the right, and now he's in the secondary. And because of the blitz, there are no linebackers there. Takes it all the way inside the 10. Another big run by the quarterback.
1st and goal from the 8 on the 23-yard run. 14-13. Baylor leads. Antoine Carter picks up a quick 3 and is down at the 5-yard line.
Real good patience by Malulu on that quarterback draw to see that his initial hole was blocked up, and he had to find an opening. Boy, did it pay off for him. Really likes this new offense where he's in total control. You see him get the signal from the sideline, then look down at his wristband, and then call the play.
2nd and goal from the 5. Straight I formation this time. 2 tight ends. The toss to Levy. Maston over the back to make the tackle. It'll be 3rd and goal.
That was a heck of a play by Lachey Maston. He's been in on a lot of action, but when you're the #1 tackler, he's got the nose for the ball without the nose ring.
3rd down, line of scrimmage.
There's Lachey Maston. 3rd and goal from the 2. Twin sets to the left. Quarterback draw again. And he comes up short. So Dick Tomey has to make a decision now. He has 2 field goals in the game already from 20 and 22.
Yeah, it's ball time. Let's go for it.
Yep.
You see Aquina giving the signal into the quarterback. Hey, Robbie Burleson's going to make this tackle and keep Malauulu out of the end zone. Number 42 just reaches out and prevents George from reaching over before his knees hit.
4th and a foot.
Watch the quarterback sneak behind Tangawai and Vincent Smith. A lot of beef up front for Arizona.
That's exactly where they went, and they did not get it.
Arizona came up and tried to go on the quick count, so you got to give Baylor a lot of credit for being ready and knowing that's what Arizona might try to do. They crowd the middle, and they force Malauulu straight up in the air. He loses all his power, and Baylor takes over.
Introducing the 32-valve, 280-horsepower Lincoln Mark 8, and the most powerful argument we can make on its behalf. Drive everything else first. The new Lincoln Mark 8. What a luxury car should be.
My father grew up in the Depression. I grew up in the 60s. He fought a war, and I didn't. His whole life, he loved only one woman. I'm divorced. All we ever saw in each other were the differences. I think we fought because we believed there'd always be time to take things back. Make things right. I think now's the time for me to do that.
Fly to the future, to dangerous alien worlds. Wednesday on CBS, Fly with the Space Rangers.
That's how close George Malauulu came to scoring. Now Chuck Pope is over the ball. And flags are down.
It's going to be offsides against Baylor. Ball start.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Half the distance to go.
How do you like this half the distance?
So instead of, be careful now.
I'm not sure that was half the distance.
They might need to get the quick stick out to measure this one.
He may have moved it too far.
They had 99.5 yards to go for a touchdown. Now they got 99.7.7.
Just to try and get a little breathing space. Let's go back and take a look at the defensive stop by the Baylor Bears on 4th and goal.
And they knew it was coming right up the middle. They really plug up the middle and keep Malauulu any chance at all of reaching the ball across for the touchdown. But that was a good decision by Tomey. He's got a great defense, and giving the ball to Baylor on the 1-yard line is not that big a deal. It's not that bad a deal. He knows he's going to get the ball back with good field position.
It'll be 2nd down right now. Bell is the deep back in the eye, and again there's movement. Oh, Arizona is going after the safety.
Going after the touchdown, too, trying to create some type of fumble. They may have jumped off sides, though.
It seemed to indicate the early indication from the Baylor players is that it's against Arizona.
Dead ball. False start on the offense.
Whoops.
Real tight splits by that offensive line, but they're all messed up. But look at the ball just laying on the ground. Because it was a false start, it happened before the ball was snapped, so there's no play. But that's what Tomey has in mind right now. Get penetration, try to get in on that handoff, or the option play. Now would Taft be brave enough to run an option here, or have his quarterback go back and throw a pass?
Guess what? That's up for grabs, and it'll be incomplete.
Again, the field comes into play. Joe is trying to hit Reggie Miller on an out-and-up move. There's the pump fake. And now he knows time is running out, so he's got to put it up for grabs. And both the defender, Keyshawn Johnson, and Miller slip on the turf, and the ball falls incomplete.
And that brings up a 3rd and 10 from inside the 1. They've got a good one, defense. 6 of 20 for J.J. Joe. Straight drop back. How about that for a huge play? And how about Melvin Bunner?
Outstanding job of reading the defense by J.J. Joe and finding out where his #1 guy is. It's the post route from the weak side, and he just puts it in a perfect place right over the middle. And that might be considered a key first down. What do you think, Vern?
Fairly big. Under 11 minutes to go. Melvin Bonner has set a Son John Hancock Bowl record with 168 yards in receptions today.
Well, he said he wasn't done yet.
That's right.
And we got 10.5 minutes to go, so he's taking a blow right now on the sidelines. You know, if they don't complete that pass, they got to bring their punter in and kick from a short punt formation. And Arizona, and especially Heath Gray, are pretty good at blocking punts.
Now at 10-20 and counting. 2nd down. 14-13 Baylor. Bradford Lewis, number 39. The tackle made by Brant Boyer. We opened with a field goal early on. Arizona got one from 22, then a touchdown. After McLaughlin's field goal, Malahulu made it a 10-0 score. Baylor came back on a 61-yard pass catch by Bonner. That made it 10-7, and just before halftime, Arizona's field goal from McLaughlin made it 13-7. And the biggest play of the game, Bonner's 69-yard touchdown reception from J.J. Joe. That was on the first possession of the second half. We have had no further scoring, though Arizona just failed on a 4th and goal from a foot. And now with the play clock winding down, the Baylor Bears have called timeout. They stopped the clock with 9:35 remaining in the ball game.
Why get an inferior shave when you could have the best? Why choose ordinary lubrication when you could have the richest? Why settle for average protection against razor irritation when you could have the most advanced, giving you the closest shave with less irritation? Edge Gel. Ultimate closeness. Ultimate comfort. That's the edge.
Compare the new 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8 to everything else. Then you'll understand why, instead of introducing it, we decided to launch it. The new Lincoln Mark 8. What a luxury car should be.
I feel Denorex tingling on this side, nothing on the head and shoulder side. I love that tingle, so I tried Denorex for my dandruff. It really came through. The flaking stopped, my scalp doesn't itch.
Denorex with conditioners, the serious dandruff shampoo.
I've switched to Denorex.
Nicoderm, nicotine transdermal system by prescription only.
I'd heard about the Nicoderm patch, but when it comes to something like that, I only go to one place for advice.
Nicoderm. Ask your doctor about it.
After all, who knows better?
is the architect of the Arizona defense, 44-year-old Larry McDuff, one-time player at the University of Oklahoma. #1 defense, and they're out there now against a Baylor team that has a third and about a foot. Quarterback sneak, J.J. Joe, and he appears to have picked up enough for the first down.
They've faced 12 third down situations today, and that's their 5th conversion on third down. Equally as big as the one off their own goal line, but this is a team that 44% so far this year with third down conversion, so they're right on track.
Grant Taft's coaching career 9 minutes and 20 seconds away from conclusion, and he would like to go out a winner. Stacked die, the option, and J.J. Joe never saw Waldrop coming from behind.
Boy, and you can get defensive play against the option from behind the quarterback. You really have something there. 92 is Waldrop. Watch him come right behind and chase the quarterback down. He just steps over the block, and Joe has got to be surprised to be tackled from behind on an option play.
Rob Waldrop, the junior from Phoenix. 2nd down and 12.
He's a good-looking nose guard, too. Handsome, you know.
Which is very unusual for that position.
Sure is.
There's a whole lot of ugly at nose guard. You and I will hear from Jim Burt.
And Fred Smerlis.
Yes.
And, a few of the others. Delay a game against Baylor.
That'll cost him 5 and bring up a 2nd down and 17.
Delay on the offense, 5 yards, replay 2nd down.
That could be a critical mistake because that backs him up now to a sure passing situation. And how many times can J.J. Joe go to Melvin Bonner?
He's done it 5 times for 168 yards. Actually, Joe has found him 4 times today. The other catch, a 61-yarder, came on a halfback pass. It's 2nd and 17. There's Bonner. 2 touchdowns. Joe looks that way, and here he is. And this one should have been caught. And Melvin Bonner knows it.
Absolutely. When they grab their head like that, Vern, that's exactly what's going through his mind. Joe threw him a perfect pass on the post. Morrison's got the coverage, but Bonner is a long strider with deceptive speed, starts to pull away and forgets to catch the ball. That's a shoulda, and if he woulda, he'd been in the end zone.
And instead, it's 3rd and 17. .805 remaining. Joe will scramble. Fumble.
One out of bounds, though, short of the first down.
It'll be 4th after a gain of 16.
Had a long way to go to pick up this first down. There he's out of bounds before the ball comes loose.
John Harris, the linebacker, is stripping it loose, and it'll be 4th and about 4.
And now how big was that delay a game penalty against Baylor?
Right. Arizona will get the ball back with about a 7:15 remaining in the game. Red Delaney waits for the snap. Terry Vaughn is back. Almost dropped it. And here came the pressure they just missed. That goes by Vaughn. And comes to rest at the 12-yard line. A 52-yard punt for Delaney. Took a wicked bounce by Terry Vaughn. The Wildcats get it back, 6:53 remaining.
Introducing the 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8. and the only interior that can keep up with it. Drive the new Lincoln Mark 8, but drive everything else first. The new Lincoln Mark 8, what a luxury car should be.
Very funny. Very funny. Very funny. Oh, it's his idea. It's his idea. All right, all right. I'm going to stand up to read this.
Oh, he made it. He made it.
Yes, yes. When you were 21, we drank a toast to it.
Yeah.
We did do that. When you were 30, I can't read this. You could boast of it. Now you're 40. Look at that, right? So make the most of it.
Yeah.
Isn't that clever?
Take a look.
Joe Paterno, Bill Walsh, the coaching matchup of the holidays. Penn State battles Stanford in the Blockbuster Bowl, New Year's Day on CBS.
Jamal Lee and his teammates did their job. Now they've got to hope that the offense can move it some distance and get within scoring range, possibly field goal or touchdown. Jamal Lee and the Wildcats handed off on the draw play. Levy, fumble. Who's got it? Baylor's got it.
Couple of fumbles on the play. Levy fumbled, and then Baylor recovered and was running for a touchdown. They got it, fumbled it out of bounds. They last had possession, and they'll take over inside the 10. See who gets the big hit on Levy, number 4. It's another draw play. Now this is where Baylor will take possession for just an instant, and then it's knocked out of bounds, and Baylor takes over.
The Baylor Bears get it with a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Looked like it was Shelton Lewis that had the recovery, and then had it knocked away from him at the 8-yard line. Tomey cannot believe what just happened.
Boy, if there's an obvious question about possession, I thought he had it and took a step. But it was close. Here's the toss. And despite the good block in the backfield, Bell is cut down for a loss all the way back to the 16. That, somewhat surprisingly, in a hard-hitting game like this, is the first turnover of the day.
And if I were Dick Tomey, I'd start thinking about using my timeouts. It's obvious that Baylor is going to be in position, at least for a field goal here. They have 3 timeouts to go and just over 6 minutes. You almost have to concede the fact that they're going to get some points. You might as well give your offense as much time as possible to move the ball when you retain possession.
Final 6 minutes of the game. Here's the reverse, and they toss it back to Bonner. And after all of that, he gained maybe a yard.
And he ran out of bounds and stopped the clock, so that play is a total disaster for Baylor. You just don't see those old-fashioned double reverses like that one. They might have been better off not to give it to Bonner and just let Miller keep going with it. Here's the fumble play again, and we'll see if Lewis does have possession. Tough to tell sometimes when you run this with slow motion. But there's number 38. He's going to pick it up, take one step, and have it punched out by Malaulu. That was a good call.
3rd down. Joe in trouble. In the end zone. And Lewis may have prevented Bonner from getting the catch. I think Joe was trying to find Bonner deep in the end zone.
I think you're absolutely right, Vern. Just a case of guys hustling, trying to make the catch. Bonner was deep in the end zone. Lewis was short. And watch as Joe comes out. And Bonner's going to be calling for it deep in the end zone. Number 19 is Lewis, or rather Miller.
Number 29, Jason Young will hold. Number 17.
Now take a look at it again as Reggie Miller tried to make the catch. Now the field goal from 32 yards out. Trey Weir. It's good. And the senior from Arlington, of whom Grant Taft said he'll make $1 million before he's 30. He's an aspiring businessman. Is going to convert a downtown Waco building and make it into a townhome. And he can tell all the residents about how he may have helped Baylor to a John Hancock Bowl victory. Baylor leads it by 4.
To be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
For the Information Network,
Compare the new 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8 to everything else. Then you'll understand why, instead of introducing it, we decided to launch it. The new Lincoln Mark 8. What a luxury car should be.
5:37 remaining in the ball game. And after the fumble recovery by Lewis, Trey Weir with the field goal. And Baylor leads it 17-13. Dick Tomey's team about to get the ball back.
And you wonder about Trey Weir's parents, whether they wanted him to be a field goal kicker when he was born by giving him the name Trey. It's a big three-pointer for him. Gives Baylor a 4-point lead.
With 5:37 remaining. Mike Chilton kicks off. Taken at the 11 by Vaughn. And he's tackled as he gets to the 30-yard line.
Let's go back to look at that touchdown play, or the one that Reggie Miller keeps from being a touchdown. Here's Bonner. He's going to go all this way. And Miller is going to be just hustling on the outside. Sees his quarterback is in trouble. He's going to cut to the flag and dive and perhaps prevent Bonner from making the touchdown catch.
There was a flag on the play that just became apparent, so there's a conversation going on now with Shea Maston and the Baylor Bears. And it looks like we're going to re-kick.
I once threw a pass to James Brooks in the corner of the end zone against Miami in a playoff game a couple of years back. A great overtime victory for the Chargers. And in fact, I was throwing the ball to Kellen Winslow and overthrew him, and Brooks came out of nowhere to make the catch. So I know how those things work, and I would never accuse or get upset with Miller for making a play when all he's doing is hustling, trying to help his quarterback out.
There was a 5-yard penalty and a re-kick from the 40-yard line. Now Mike Chilton, the freshman, place kicker from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, will kick it off.
Well, they were going to have good field position at the 30-yard line, too.
4:31 remaining. That one is taken by Levy at the 6. Fumble! Baylor's got it! That ball came flying out of Chuck Levy's possession. And the Baylor Bears came in touchdown underdogs in Grant Taft's final game. And they are trying to write a picture book ending. Chris Dole got the recovery.
This kickoff hits the ground right there, so you know one side of it's wet. Levy's looking for a place to run. It slips right out of his hands, right into Chris Dole's hands. And it looks like Grant Taft is going to get a heck of a send-off.
On the sideline, the reaction of the Baylor bench. The Baylor Bears, losers of 3 of their first 4 ball games. Got it together, particularly offensively, toward the latter part of the stages. Fought Texas A&M to a near standstill at College Station before losing. Up the middle she goes to the 20-yard line. They'll work on the clock now, which has 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Well, there's something interesting, a plea for the supremacy of the Southwest Conference. A lot of pride, particularly because of the fact that Baylor is a private school in the Southwest Conference. And they have done much to be an important part of the good that has taken place in the conference. 2nd down and 8. Roberts straight. 4:40 remaining, and Arizona will use a timeout. 2 touchdowns for the Baylor Bears. They came on 61 and 69-yard pass receptions by Melvin Bonner. Arizona's turned it over the last 2 times they've had it. They've lost 2 fumbles, and as a result, Baylor is up by 4.
You did use crazy glue, right?
Right. Let me down.
And it fixed everything here, right?
Right. Oh.
Didn't fix your broken promise, did it?
I said I was sorry. Let me down. No! I just fixed that.
Oh. Sorry. Did I mention only crazy glue has this stay fresh crazy cake?
Yes. And if I ever get down...
Hardly worry about that. I wonder if that last chap got down. Crazy glue. For things that are broken. Except promises.
4:40 remaining in the ball game. Baylor up 17-13. A disconsolate Chuck Levy sitting on the bench. His fumble has just given Baylor the ball inside the 20-yard line. Grant Taft, native of Snyder, Texas, head coach at McMurray, his alma mater, where he was a linebacker. He's been chewing up that microphone, hasn't he?
He's going to have to retire that microphone. That one's been through the wars with him.
3rd down. Stacked eye. J.J. Joe in the option. Sean Johnson flies over to make the tackle. It'll be 4th down.
And again, Arizona calls their timeout. They will have 1 left when they get the ball back.
4:33 remaining.
It couldn't have happened at a worse time for us. That's the week that we take more catalog orders on our 800 number than any other week of the year. No one could make it into work that day. AT&T saved the day for us.
We had designed their 800 service with such powerful backup features that within minutes, they were able to reroute their calls to other sites around the country. They did a full day of Christmas season business, and no one was there.
If you have a business that lives and dies by an 800 service, you go with the most reliable, and that's AT&T.
Coming up tonight on CBS. This is not a misprint. It's a doubleheader of Top Cops, followed by the CBS special Funny Women of Television, featuring Mary Tyler Moore, Lily Tomlin, Carol Burnett, and many others. That's tonight on CBS. 4:33 remaining. Arizona with 1 timeout left.
It's a pretty good defensive stand, Vern, for Arizona there. After the turnover, the recovery by Chris Dull. 2 straight dives to the fullback and then an option play. So Tomey's defense has come up strong here, and they're going to force a field goal, which would only give Baylor a 7-point lead.
Trey Weir from 35 yards out. He's nailed them both. He's a senior squadman from Arlington, Trey Weir. And it's 20-13 Baylor with 4:29 to go.
Boy, Weir really drilled this one. This was dead solid, perfect. And he knew it. Didn't even wear his mouthpiece on the play.
And on the bench, they knew it as well. And the Bears are up by 7, 20-13, with 4:29 remaining. Baylor band here from Waco.
I asked Tapp about the retirement and how he was handling it with the team. He said he didn't want the team to dwell on it. Tried to keep himself busy and this guy busy, I'm sure.
Should have kept the barber busy.
But Tapp said that this game is not for him. Sure, it's his last one, but it's for the kids. It's for the guy with the funny haircut. It's for the place kicker. And the Baylor Bears are having a heck of an afternoon and sending off their legendary coach a winner. But this one's not over with 4.5 minutes to go. Arizona's offense can strike back and with a 2-point conversion can win this game.
Dick Tomey's team will get the ball back. They fumbled each of the last 2 times. Here's the kickoff. Short one. Taken by Levy. He comes left. Watch him go. All the way out to the 40. They got the good field position. $27-yard return.
Well, they've killed themselves the last 2 possessions, Vern, and the prior one to that was when they were stopped on the 1-inch line on Mala'ulu's attempted quarterback sneak. 60 yards away from the end zone now.
George Mala'ulu in his final game for the Arizona Wildcats. Arizona has 1 timeout left. Into the right side, caught. Antoine Carter. And that ball moves to the 45-yard line. That's a 15-yard gain.
And Mala'ulu has a lot of time to work with, 4 minutes and 15 seconds. And that was a 15-yard gain on first down. Nice way to start.
They trail by 7. 4:10 to go. Incomplete. Intended for Dickey, who has caught 8.
That offensive line is doing a great job in the last 2 plays of protecting Mala'ulu. He had all day to find a receiver. They've hit Dickey so often over the middle that Baylor's looking for him, and they had tight coverage on him that time.
Again, the no-huddle offense. Not a hurry-up offense, but simply a check with me and call it in the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Baylor brings 5 rather. And there's the pass incomplete. Keith Caldwell, number 3, doing the defensive work.
We've seen some outstanding defensive back play by both teams, both Caldwell and Robertson for Baylor, and Morrison and Keyshawn Johnson for Arizona.
3rd and 10. With 3:55 remaining in the game. Baylor leads it 20-13. Across the middle, caught by Dickey. It's Heath Bray, rather. And the senior backup quarterback makes a catch for a first down at the 30-yard line.
Well, Dickey's caught a lot of balls over the middle, so this time Mala'ulu's going to send Bray over the middle, and he rewards him with a catch and enough for the first down.
First down and 10 at the 30. And the blitz bounces on. It looked like they had a quarterback draw in mind.
I think you're absolutely right, Vern, and it was the safety that came up there. Chris Lewis, number 18. Just too many men for Mala'ulu to get by. You see the pressure on the outside. Maston is there. Right in the middle is Lewis, 18, and he foils that quarterback draw.
Second down and 15. Mala'ulu on the run. Out of bounds at the 25, conserving time on the clock, which stops with 3:02 remaining. And Joseph Asbell with the defensive play, number 95.
But a heads-up play by Mala'ulu. He saw Asbell had the angle on him. He stopped, froze Asbell, and then ran to the outside, got out of bounds, and stopped that all-important clock.
They have moved almost, well, they have moved to the 25-yard line without using the timeout in this possession. And now it's 3rd and 5 from the 25. Arizona trails by 7. Blitz. Catch is made at the 23, short of the first down. Dickey with a grab, but it's 4th down.
And now Arizona might be wise to call a timeout and gather on the sidelines and talk about this all-important 4th down play. Because this is it. They don't convert here.
They've done just that. They have called timeout. That's their last one.
That's proper use of your timeouts. Why not go ahead and use it? Make sure everybody's on the same page. In fact, the entire offense will go to the sidelines and get instruction from Tomey and his staff.
Gathered just in front of the bench. There's Mala'ulu and Brady. The two seniors, the quarterback starter and his backup who's playing wide receiver today.
All right? Now, you got to go for 50 guys, okay? That may go. Hey, come here. All right? Now, if you get slipped, if you feel mad, we'll play it as hot. Stay front side. You need to quicken it up a little bit. Be ready to quicken it up a little bit, okay? At least 2 yards. You quick the black Ricky? Okay? Hold up. Feel the zone. Keep on working. If you stretch it through, your 4-6 got something. Okay? Hey, now give me your eyes. This is what the son of a gun's all about. Right?
As Yerdy said, give me your eyes. I want your attention. He gave him the play. It's going to be a pass, obviously, to Troy Dickey. But now what Dickey and Mala'ulu have to recognize is whether it's zone or if it's blitz. If it's a blitz by Baylor, as they've done the last 4 plays, Dickey is going to have to look quickly on the slant pattern. If not, he's going to have to find a hole in the zone.
4th and 2 at the 22. Blitz. Incomplete. No flag. Baylor is held.
Great defensive call by Baylor, coming after the quarterback. Came with the blitz. Dickey will cut to the inside. The ball is thrown behind him because of the pressure. Nice tight coverage by Michael McFarland.
Mala'ulu calling for interference and not getting it. Dick Tomey watching the final play of that drive. And Dwayne Aquina, the offensive coordinator, thought he was going to get a penalty call. Meanwhile, Grant Taft, 3 minutes away from the conclusion of a brilliant coaching career, his team has taken over on downs.
Because Arizona has no more timeouts. If they do get the ball back, it'll be very, very tough for them to go the length of the field.
Baylor up by 7. You and I had the pleasure of sharing a dinner table last night with Grant and Donnell Tabb. And Donnell was telling me that the emotion of the final game, they thought they had completed that with the win over Texas. So they kind of went through that whole process and then found out they were coming to the Hancock Bowl and realized they were going to have to do it again.
And he has.
the head coach at Angelo State after he had been at his alma mater, McMurray, for a while. He took over a program 21 years ago at Baylor. 3 victories and 28 defeats in the 3 previous years. Within 2 years, Grant Taft had the Baylor Bears in the Cotton Bowl for the first time ever. And now at the age of 59, he is 90 seconds away from concluding his career.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's going to be his last college game either. He's only 59 years old. The fire still burns to be a coach. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't surface somewhere. Some program would be very, very smart in knocking on Grant Taft's door somewhere down the line.
Of course, the real thing is, Dan, that he's got a commitment to Baylor. He's turned down many opportunities to move elsewhere throughout his career. And he is going to become the athletic director. But he's very open about saying there's nothing about coaching he doesn't like.
Got a 4th down situation coming up for Baylor. Do they want to risk a punt here, knowing how well Arizona blocks punts? They've come close. Heath Bray's come close twice today in attempting to block punts. We got delay a game now against Baylor, so they're running the clock down as far as possible, and now they'll have to punt it away to Arizona. The whole special teams was over on the sidelines getting instructions on exactly where that guy, number 14, Heath Bray, is.
So on 4th down with 36 seconds remaining, Heath Bray will try and block his 3rd punt of the season. It's a fake, and they will try and kill the clock in the end zone. Take the safety.
That's why he's a great coach. Knows all the strategy, the point differential, knowing that this safety does not hurt him at all.
I think he would like to have had Delaney run around a little longer back there.
I think Delaney...
if you're going to kill the clock, do more than 5 seconds.
Well, he slipped in the end zone. You know, these guys, he was so excited. He's a little upset with himself right now. But he looked like he was running in quicksand back there.
So after the free kick, Arizona will get it back. No timeouts with 31 seconds to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you remain on the field.
Heads-up play by Delaney following his coach's instruction, but I think he's going to trip over the A in Baylor right about now. And Heath Bray was hot on his tail.
31 seconds remaining. It's 20-15 after the safety. And Arizona will get it back one more time. At the 20-yard line, the free kick about to be taken. 20-15. And they will have Chilton kick off instead of punt it. Their option, of course. And the kickoff comes from the 20-yard line. They'll squib it. Now the clock starts. It's Levy to the 47-yard line.
We need 2.
And the Wildcats of Arizona get it back with 27 seconds remaining.
This has been a crazy day. We've seen some wild plays, long pass plays, some deflections, fumbles. And Arizona's only 53 yards away from the end zone.
They are 7 down with 27 seconds to go. 1st and 10 at the 47, time for 3, possibly 4 plays. And here's Malulu back. Caught! Oh, my goodness.
And now they are in position to throw the ball in the end zone and maybe get a deflection of some type.
The clock stops while they reset the quick stick.
That just doesn't sound right, Vern.
Here's Malulu back. He wants to desperately get out of bounds. He does with 12 seconds to go.
That's really a smart move by Malulu. If he doesn't go out of bounds, the game may be over. The clock just might run out trying to get all his receivers and linemen lined up. They've got to throw the ball now into the end zone and hope for a jump ball, some type of deflection. They're only down by 5 points. A touchdown wins it.
At the 28-yard line with 12 seconds remaining.
Did you see the look on Dwayne Aquina's face there? He says, Coach, we might still win this one.
Big Ben, 3 receivers to the right side. Malaulu goes for the end zone where the ball is incomplete. Oh, that was close. 5 seconds to go.
He was going for Heath Bray, and Bray is 6'3", and it looked like he might have had his hands on this one. Bray's the inside receiver, number 14. Watch as he is the first guy to it and had both hands on it, and it's knocked away by Michael McFarland, number 33. What a great play.
It comes down to the final play of the final game for Grant Taft. The Baylor Bears lead by 5. Arizona has the ball, and Malaulu is going to throw it in the end zone again. That's overthrown. Time has expired. And there's a man of great integrity and impeccability. He goes out a winner, as he should. Grant Taft is an absolutely marvelous part of the collegiate coaching fraternity. Congratulations to him and his wife, Donnell. For Dan Fouts and Pat O'Brien, this is Vern Lundquist. Say so long from the John Hancock Bowl, where the final score was 20-12, 15. Baylor won it. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the John Hancock Bowl.
For all of you with the courage to go it alone, to put your future on the line and your name on the door, there's the corporate card from American Express. Use it for all your business expenses. We'll organize them by category and even provide records of charges. It's a great way for any company to get a handle on costs. Call 1-800-SUCCESS. The corporate card to your success.
This royal throne of kings, this earth of majesty, this little world.
United brings you non-stop service from 6 U.S. cities to London's Heathrow and the land of poets.
This earth, this realm, this England.
Come fly the friendly skies.
When you look for champions, you look to CBS Sports.
This is CBS.
It only happens once a year.
And the 14th annual Toyotathon Year-End Challenge is in its final hours.
Which region will get to its goal first?
It's neck and neck, Squire, and we're counting down.
Time is running out, so take advantage of the big incentives and even bigger option package savings.
We're making it easy with a great selection and immediate delivery.
Even on Toyota T100. Plus, there's a special Corolla lease program.
Who's going to win this challenge?
You are, with a great deal on the Toyota of your choice.
The Toyotathon Year-End Challenge ends in 4 days.
So hurry.
Waterbed Gallery does the impossible, unbeatable, never before half-off sale. Celebrate this event with Waterbed Gallery. Half off on mattress pads, 5-piece padded caps, and all comforters. Half-year free interest to approved buyers. Half off on selected furniture, motionless mattresses, and sheet sets. This Friday and Saturday only. Free bubble-free with every waterbed. Unbelievable. Half-year free interest bonanza. New Year's Day 11 till 7, Saturday 10 till 9. Half off at Waterbed Gallery Superstores.
Information at the touch of a button. Touch 4 from Ameritech Pages Plus. If you have the North Oakland, North Woodward, East Detroit, West Northwest, or Downriver book, you'll find hundreds of fast, free answers to questions concerning your health, the law, utilities, automotive, entertainment, and the latest news, weather, and sports from TV2 Eyewitness News, all from the privacy of your own phone. Touch 4. It's fast. It's free. It's information at the touch of a button from Ameritech Pages Plus. A live auto show preview from Jerry Hodak on Eyewitness Morning, Wednesday at 7 on TV2.
Hugs and tears today at Metro Airport as a star basketball player injured in a freak accident comes home for the new year.
And now, get the facts. This is TV2 Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Joe Glover. Rich and Catherine have the night off. This is a special edition of TV2 Eyewitness News. Our top story tonight, a member of University of Michigan's women's basketball team is hoping tonight that the new year brings back the vision to her right eye. This past weekend, Tanisha Stevens of Mount Clemens was injured in a freak accident on an airport shuttle bus. She was in Florida for a tournament. Tanisha came home today to be with her family, and as TV2's Mike Redford reports, she was greeted with joy and with tears.
A long-awaited reunion for Jeanette Stevens with daughter Tanisha. Last Saturday in Miami, Tanisha lost sight in her right eye after a window shattered on an airport shuttle van.
I was playing Game Boy. I played a big boom. And that was it.
Stevens of Mount Clemens is not down. Evidence her upbeat spirit on the bench, cheering on her University of Michigan teammates just 2 days after the accident. Her father had joined her in Miami by then. He says the moment she knew she would rejoin the team was the moment he knew Tanisha would be okay.
The minute we heard that she was going to be able to go and watch her team play, she jumped up and down and started pulling out the garbage can and started balling up papers and started shooting.
It'll be months before Tanisha knows how much sight, if any, she'll regain in the injured eye. Her coach says with Tanisha's talent, she could play and play well with one good eye.
We're being optimistic about it. I think with her determination and her spirit, she will be able to come back. Definitely, I'm not going to give up. Definitely, I'll play again.
For now, it's back to the sidelines, at least for a little while. She says if she didn't play another game at the college level, she could handle that. In fact, she feels rather lucky.
I have my life, and, that's what I'm happy about, because it could have been a lot worse.
In Romulus, Mike Redford, TV2 Eyewitness News.
It's still not known what caused that van window to shatter. Investigators say it may have been a stone kicked up by a passing vehicle. In today's developments in the real-life Home Alone case involving a Chicago area couple, Sharon and David Shue got out of jail today. Sharon's father, who hasn't seen his daughter in 8 years, posted the couple's $100,000 bond. The Shues went on vacation to Mexico for 9 days and left their 2 children, ages 9 and 4, home to fend for themselves. Sharon Shue's father says he doesn't understand the case, but he is standing by his daughter.
I think the whole world was against my daughter, and somehow I had to come out in front and give her help. She needed help, and she still does need help.
The Shues changed planes in Texas after leaving Mexico. They say that Customs searched their clothes and luggage. The search was apparently routine, but the Shues' attorney says he is skeptical about that. A lover's quarrel turned violent in Oak Park today, leaving 2 people dead, 2 others in the hospital. Police say a 30-year-old man shot and wounded his girlfriend. He also killed the woman's father and then wounded her mother. TV2's Scott Lewis reports tonight the shooting spree ended when police arrived and opened fire on the gunman.
This was the aftermath of a shooting at the Oak Park Gardens apartment complex. A young gunman dead, covered with a blanket, his gun still laying near his feet. Police say the man got into an argument with his girlfriend on the front lawn of the apartment building and shot her, her father, and her mother.
The person dead here, the suspect, he shot the young girl first, and then he proceeded to shoot the older man 4 times, but the officer was here at the time, and the officer pulled and shot him.
Police arrived in the middle of the shooting and exchanged shots with the gunman, but investigators don't think police bullets killed him.
During that period of time, it's my understanding right now he turned the gun on himself and shot himself in the head, and that was the end of it.
The young woman shot by her boyfriend is identified as 27-year-old Angela Kalajian. She and her father, 65-year-old Shahan Kalajian, were both rushed to Providence Hospital.
He has heart trouble, and I hope he make it because they shot him in the upper chest.
Unfortunately, the father died later at the hospital. Investigators say it's possible he was also hit by a police bullet.
That's something that we're certainly going to investigate and try to clarify, but I don't have any information at this point about, what shots, went where.
Police say there's good evidence that the officer was being fired on, a bullet mark on his squad car. An eyewitness says the gunman may have also killed the girl's mother if police hadn't intervened.
He had to. If he didn't, he could have been dead, or the old lady could have been dead next.
because he was just, you know, just shooting.
Neighbors are shocked by the sudden outburst of violence in what has been a relatively peaceful community. In Oak Park, Scott Lewis, TV2 Eyewitness News.
27-year-old Angela Kalajian is in critical condition at Providence Hospital. Her mother was treated and then released. Police identified the gunman as 30-year-old Majid Toma. Members of a group called Ceasefire are urging Metro Detroiters to shun the New Year's Eve tradition of firing guns at midnight.